Hello and welcome everybody to Politically Incorrect Knitters Presents live from the Knitting Wars. My name is Ann Pinkva, joined by Therese, Liz, and Miss Kara Brown.
Hello.
Just reading the usernames just in case I forgot them. But anyways, both Neil and DK are showing up later. So, and maybe somebody else. We'll see how it goes. It's one of those days.
The cats are away. We will play. What will we do?
But yes. So hello to the chat, and thank you everyone for watching, and thank you all for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Thanks for letting me invite myself every 2 weeks. It's really nice of you.
Yeah.
You could go ahead and talk about any kind of what DK calls your nerd stuff while she's not here again.
That's right. And she won't look at me confused.
Yeah, that does occasionally happen.
So I'm trying to think about what nerd stuff we have recently going on that we haven't talked about already, because we already talked about Yaira. I haven't been watching any of like the new X-Men, although my husband says he's starting to get the Disney Plus so he can watch it, and I have mixed feelings about this.
I don't know.
Isn't there a website that's going after gamers? Some kind of, it's got a weird name, starts with a K. Yeah.
Kotaku?
Yeah.
But there's like there's a journalist lady, and she's got an interesting past, and I'm just gonna kind of like skim over it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ask me for like more specifics, I won't be able to give them to you on the spot. But I guess she used to be like an OnlyFans cam girl kind of individual, and she decided to go into journalism because I guess cam work doesn't pay as well as it used to.
You just get no respect.
Yeah, right. And you go from one abusive field to another abusive field. I guess it works out.
Yeah.
And so she is kind of like on this train to prove that gamers are bad people. And last I heard, she was trying to do an interview with Melanie Mack, which I thought would be really interesting because Melanie Mack knows how to be diplomatic, and she also knows how to be diplomatic. So it kind of depends on how feisty she's feeling. So at this point, we're just waiting for like the hit article on Melanie Mack to come out, which, I mean, if this person would pay any attention to folks like us, I really don't recommend it. Like, I'm making eye contact with the camera. Bad idea, my friend. Like, not good. But I guess part of the reason like this all came about was because the folks that own Kotaku basically said that all the writers had to come out with like, I can't remember the number of articles, but it was like a high amount of articles. And the only way you would be able to do it is to take articles written on other websites, put it into ChatGPT, and then have it like rewrite it for you. It was that kind of scenario. And then they came out and started bad mouthing like their own editor at Kotaku and all this other stuff. And now they're trying to prove themselves, saying that they'll get more traffic to the website if only they can write like these couple of articles. So, and that's the summary. Wow, I knew a lot more about that than I really wanted to.
There you go. Wasn't there also like they needed to do like game walkthroughs and stuff?
Yeah, and so my suspicion is because none of them are actually gamers, the people writing these articles.
Right.
Nor are they getting the free games. So it like the way it used to be was like the companies would send the game demos to the people and they would play it and write their guides. But they're not doing that anymore. So more than likely, they're going to go to other websites, take their games and tweak them for SEO purposes. So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't there another one who she was bragging about? She's a game creator bragging about the fact that there were no white male characters in the alpha. Ryan Cannell did something about it yesterday, and she was bragging about the fact that it's so diverse that there's no white male characters. And people were pointing out that the majority of people who play video games are white males.
Yeah, because
So that she basically just, made it that much more difficult for when her game comes out. And then she said, oh, when the game comes out, you can create your own character. Well, then why would you point out that there aren't any white males now? Like the virtue signaling, all it's going to do is hurt your company.
That game, that particular story did not hit my radar, but I was also like not paying attention to that because I was too busy watching the Kotaku stuff. So
I don't understand
what Melanie's up to.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that's okay. I don't understand all this, and it's usually white people complaining about how Black people don't have access to video games. They don't have access to hiking. They don't have access to whatever. Why not? Knitting, they've said. Oh, they have less access. Why not? They choose not to, and that's a problem. I don't understand who's holding these people back from doing what everybody else is doing. You're not going to the store and buying a video game and they go, oh, no, wait a minute. You're Black. You can't buy this. So if they're not going to buy it, then that's their personal preference.
Right. No one's keeping them from doing it.
Right. I don't understand it's like reverse gatekeeping.
I don't know. Like the only thing I can think of is the stuff that I learned in college. So you know that comes with a certain kind of air to it, right?
Right.
Like I know from like the college level, they talk about how sometimes families have a hard time getting into college because of like where their current family status is at. And that's why they were trying to, I think it was called, like, I can't remember. The school I worked at for a while had like a fancy, like 4-syllable term for it. And I don't remember what it is off of the top of my head. But it had to do something along the lines of like trying to even out the playing field and all of that. And I think for like, in some cases that was really great, but in other cases, you know, it also goes back to like, do the kids want to go to college as well? Because for folks that aren't aware, high schools get a kickback from colleges if they get like a certain percentage enrolled from the state. And that's why high schools are always pushing kids to go into college and stuff like that. But like when I worked, and just for full disclosure, I worked as a special educator. So I worked with like, you know, kids with needs or, you know, learning difficulties and all of that. And towards like the end of my tenure, it was like I had a lot of high needs, but at one point I had low functionality. Like I had one kid that we called Goldfish because his memory was like literally that of a goldfish. In fact, I'm going to deviate from this topic to tell you about the story of Goldfish real quick. Goldfish came into my classroom one day and he was like, my stomach hurts. And I was like, did you eat something? Like, what's going on? He's like, I don't know, man. I'm hungry, but my stomach hurts. Like, so your stomach hurts, I'm not going to feed you. Like, that's really just the general rule of it, right? And he said, okay. And then a moment later, he let one rip, like something fierce, right? And then the smell came out of the classroom and I was just like, I can't believe this. Okay, cool. And so I had one of my male aides take him to the bathroom and change him out and put the stuff in the bag because, you know, that's where we were. And he came back and, you know, he sat in his chair and he was like, my stomach hurts. And I was like, you know, I believe you. So, you know, take a moment, sit there and it'll be fine. And he let another one rip and we had to change him again. And so at that point, I called the group home that he was with, and I was kind of like, "Hey, he's having a day," and I was wondering if you could give me some insight. And what they told me was that they left him in the kitchen, and they didn't keep an eye on him. And some new person had left a whole bunch of fiber bars on the counter. So what he kept doing was he would go grab a fiber bar, eat it, forgot he ate it, and just kept eating all of them.
Oh.
And so I was like, that's fantastic. Thank you for telling me that. I'm going to send 2 bags of things that you need to wash, and you're going to go ahead and pick them up because he's in no state to be here today.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
But I remember when somebody came into that school that I worked at, and they were talking to him about what his college plans were, and I was just kind of like looking at him from the desk, being like,
yeah,
like, okay, you really want to go to college? Are you paying for that?
Right.
Well, when Therese and I were in school, which was ages ago, they would come and tell you that not everybody needed to go to college and not everybody was capable of going to college. You know, they would steer people where they thought they would be the most successful. It wasn't this push that everyone has to have a college degree that it is now.
Yeah, the college fairs weren't just college. They were military, they were HVAC, they were plumbing schools, they were all different ones. And, you know, it was smart then and it's smart now. When my best friend in high school back in the 80s, her father was a plumber and had $1 million months. Where are you going to have that anywhere else? I don't care. You know, you could be a professor somewhere or whatever. You're not going to make $1 million in a month. And that was back in the 80s. So even now, like you're always going to need plumbers. You're always going to need HVAC people. You're not always going to need somebody that knows women's studies.
See,
I
Frank,
remember when that bill
you're
came
rarely
out.
going to need somebody that knows women's studies. Quite frankly, I think
Yeah,
you'll have enough.
I remember when that field came out, and I was just looking at it with my advisor, and I wasn't interested in it. Like, I wanted to pursue it. I just didn't know what it was. And so I was like, what is this? And he looked at it and looked at me, and he was like, I don't quite know. And I was like, don't they give you like a handbook or like some kind of like summary of it? And he was like, in most cases, yes, they haven't figured this one out yet. And I was like, oh, okay, well, if you haven't figured it out yet, then I'm not going to even look at this. What's the next thing on the list? So,
yeah. Well, it was kind of that way when the English major came out. That C.S. Lewis was like one of the first English major professors, but it was basically a degree that they said at the time that was invented for women and foreigners. Welcome to Oxford, everybody. Here's the English degree.
oh, wow. Wow, I forgot all about that.
Mm-hmm.
It's always funny when I run into somebody who has like an English degree, and then they tell me like, it's my favorite thing because like I'll run into somebody who's writing a book and they have an English degree. So I'll ask who their editor is. And it's like, well, I have an English degree. I don't need an editor. And I was like, you always need an editor.
Oh,
Always.
no, that's not true. Yeah.
Kind of like representing yourself in court. Maybe, but also...
Exactly.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah,
Don't do it.
yeah. I like the court videos where they do, and the court judge will be like, "Look, I'm going to appoint you an attorney to just be there for you because
Mm-hmm.
you have to follow all the rules of the court, just like a regular attorney. And
Yeah.
it's to your best benefit to listen to this person I'm going to appoint to you. I don't want anyone appointed. I'm going to defend myself. Okay. And then usually within a few, first bit of the court case, it ends up that they decide they need an attorney after all because they have no clue what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not like as seen on TV.
Can't ace
I worked
attorney
at a
your
law
way through this
firm.
one. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I worked at a law firm for a number of years, and there was a client who he was suing a gym, a national gym, and he represented himself, and all of his briefs were filed handwritten on legal pads. And that went on for years and years and years. And as far as I know, maybe he's still doing it. I have no idea. Handwritten, legal. That was his. He didn't type them out. He didn't.
I mean, that's dedication. I can almost respect it.
Yeah. It's like, yeah,
Well, in
okay.
Washington State, you're not going to need to pass the bar anymore.
Right.
So
Oh,
there'll
really?
be a
Tell me
lawyer
about
there.
that. I want the
They
tea.
decided that it was too difficult for certain minorities because of their educational background and their cultural background. It would be too difficult for them to pass. So there's an easy bar, which just focuses on litigation. It doesn't focus on like all the, lawyer stuff besides that they can pass
Neil!
to become a lawyer.
Hello.
Hey.
So,
Sorry, I'm late.
Yeah, what's
so
with that?
anyone who's passed the actual bar should advertise that in their advertising.
Yeah, right.
Well, in the state of South Dakota, you do have to pass the bar, but you don't have to go to college. So go us.
Oh,
I mean,
Well, that
I guess
makes
if
more
you can
sense.
Self-study.
Yeah.
that makes more sense.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
what
you're talking about getting rid of the tests for
Mhm.
people becoming lawyers.
Yeah.
Bar exam.
exactly. We have some leftover cowboy stuff in our state, but overall it's worked for us. So
I think that makes sense.
If you can pass the bar, you pass the bar, Good for you.
We've had something similar where they've just found out that 700 plus, that's all we know so far, of our NHS nurses and doctors are from Nigeria with fake certificates. And it's like, who would have thought that might
That's
have
great.
happened?
Yeah. You don't necessarily want surgery from them.
Everybody looks different today. What's going on? Everyone's got new backgrounds.
Oh, well, I had to
I do.
relocate my desk because I have this thing called a dog who learned that if she put her paw behind my power cord and yanked backwards, I would suddenly leave my desk. It was like a magic trick. So I moved my desk, and now there's a wall behind me and a PC in front of the power cord. And you can't see it, but like she's like right here next to it.
Waiting to get it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, I'm sorry, but I missed you.
Oh.
Let me see if I can show you. I learned this trick the other day. It's not really a trick. I just like to feel special.
Oh, Adam's just said, are any of the Nigerian NHS workers princes? Yes, I would imagine 99% of them are.
Then they probably have money that they just need your bank account and they can transfer it
Absolutely.
over to you.
Yeah. Yeah. All I've got to do is just give them my bank details and then I'll be a millionaire.
Yeah.
That's great. Nigerians are
One
truly
wrong.
masters of the internet.
One fun college story I saw, UC Berkeley students were some of the biggest one protesting defund the police. And now the crime has gotten so bad around UC Berkeley because of police defunding that the parents are paying private security to protect their children
Wow.
because there's no police from the crime so bad. Like, be
We had
careful what
that.
you wish for.
We had that in Arizona. We had the biker clubs that were kind of supplementing the police. And the only reason I know that is because there was a guy that my husband worked with who had to call out sick for 2 days while he was in jail after protecting some property.
Mm.
So I was like,
Yeah.
oh, it really is a thing. Cool. I learned something. And my phone won't work and it makes me sad.
That's cool. I know someone who's in a gang.
Oh, bit of warning, I have a very naughty cat here. He's been a pain today. So expect some shenanigans. He's going to be walking all over me in a minute, I think. Oh, let me show you my accusations before I have to put them away. Because of Annie, a stitch in the sky, who's watching. So it's all your fault, Annie.
I know. I noticed that she knew you would be late also. So there's some conspiracies afoot.
Mhm.
England have just played a football match, you see. And we just equalised against Belgium. So, and I thought I was going to be even later because I thought it was going to go to extra time, an extra half an hour, but it didn't. So
He means soccer.
I mean football, the real football, where we kick balls with feet, not with our hands.
We don't,
don't
kick
kick 'em
with our
hands,
hands.
Neil.
What are you talking about?
Ooh, what are you going to do with the mohair, Neil?
Well, this one I've got a big 500-gram cone of Holst yarn in red. So I'm going to double it up with this. But I've also got from Skeins, so it's all still, what do they call this? What's it called when we
Vacuum shield?
That's the word. This is mohair too, but it's Skeins mohair. So I've not popped it yet. And how long can you leave it like this before it damages the yarn? Forever?
I assume forever.
I would think so.
It doesn't do any harm, does it?
No.
So that's that. And I've got one other thing. I've made a rookie mistake with cross stitch.
Dun, dun, dun.
Ooh, I don't know. Yeah. Oh, I've not got the label anymore, I don't think. I ordered some what I thought was cotton thread. Now, it looks like cotton thread, but it's something called thread ship, and it's for making bracelets. But
probably the same stuff.
Like
Is it the same thing?
You can use it for cross stitch.
It looks like you should be able to, because at first I thought it was like
you bought products meant for girls at summer camp. You got bamboozled.
Jeweled on a bracelet. Shall I make all the bracelet?
Yes. Is there strands? Is it like 6 strands?
I think so.
If it's 6, it's just a DMC knockoff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it should be all right.
It should be fine. Yeah.
And I ordered some Aida or Aida. And
No.
you probably won't see this, but I thought it was just going to be like an ecru color. And can you see? It's actually gold. It's like gold lame.
Oh, wow.
It comes in all different colors.
You mean LeMay?
Yeah.
Lame?
Yeah,
Lame. What's
lame.
lame?
Disco. He's doing a disco cross stitch.
But something weird came with it all. This wheel thing. And I
Oh,
have
it's
no
for
idea what
making
that's-
bracelets.
Oh
You
yeah,
make
it's totally for
bracelets with it.
bracelets.
Oh, is it?
Oh,
All
that's
right.
so
Mhm.
sweet.
No idea how you use it.
There's videos.
Uh-huh.
See?
I never
Like I
used
said,
the
Neil,
wheel
you've
thing
never
making
been a
them.
girl at summer camp. You'd know these things.
Well,
All
that's
kinds
my
of things happen at summer
accusations.
camp.
Yeah, bracelets making's the tame part.
Yeah.
So, is it like using shitty yarn when you use shitty thread for cross stitch?
Yeah.
Am I going to be like, oh, this is horrible?
Probably not.
It's not ideal, but it's okay. You know.
Well,
You
for
might
what
have
I'm
a
doing-
little more, when you pull it through the holes, sometimes little bits come off. You might have a little bit more of that,
Ah.
but
Right.
it's okay.
Will it be a bit splitted, do you think?
Probably. But
Um,
I don't
maybe.
think it'll be horrible.
Well, I was
No.
thinking, because I'm going to do a cross-stitch blocked logo, and it doesn't
Mhm.
really matter what colours I use. So I just thought to myself, oh, I'll get this kit. It was $14.99, I think. I thought, that'll
I like
be it.
the idea of the
Clicked on
cross
it.
stitch block logo, though. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, I've done
Mhm.
the Teresa's seen it, haven't you?
It's cool.
I don't know if to change it or not. It's got like little black, what would you call it? Like ink splashes around the outside of it, kind of.
It's
But
cool
I'm
looking.
kind of looking
Yeah.
forward to starting it. Because I know I'm going to make a right mess, and Therese will be.
Have you ever cross stitched, actually physically cross stitched
You
before? Neil?
have.
I have. I've done
Okay.
one full piece and
Mhm.
some of those little daft, silly ones. You know, the really tiny ones that you get as a starter one.
So
I
you know
the
about
basics.
going in rows and same direction and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put it this way: I've crocheted one item, therefore I think I can now design. Cross stitch. Cross stitch one item.
Get the
Therefore, I'm
name
now
right
a
first.
designer. Yay!
Oh, I'm sure Reddit will go after you for that.
I know.
because
Wait
they
till
don't-
Craftsnackers find out. Whew.
Oh no, I'm making sure that he's doing it right.
Yeah, everything I've done so far, I've passed it over Therese's very hawkish.
And then I'm
eyes.
like all bitchy. I'm like, no, you can't do that. No, what are you doing? Stop with the corner stitches. Stop with the outlining. Just stop.
Yes, you have to put white in. You can't just not label
Right.
white. Yeah, because I thought you just left that blank. I didn't realize you actually crossed.
Well, what if you were using a different color like what you have?
Well, then they'd know.
Right. That's what I'm here for.
So is that
Wait
all
for
of
the-
your accusations, Neil?
You know, I've probably got more, don't you? That's why you said it like that.
I just, I felt that
Um,
people were getting distracted.
The only other thing that I've not got yet, though, is Euphoria Knits. Is my monthly thing that I order, but I always get them late because she posts mine 2 at a time, so I get it ages off.
Sure.
I have some of her yarn coming, and it's Tabitha's fault.
Yeah, it's nice. Oh, yarn's lovely. Oh, and
It's very nice.
I want to show you this because I just love these cone things.
Wow.
Is that
Wow.
Holst?
It's, Jameson's.
Oh.
Is it just Jameson's? Yeah, it's on. It should have been £73, and I got it for £52, and it's a lot. I don't even know how much is in it. It's
That's
a
sweaters,
1
sweaters.
kilogram cone. So 4,000. There's 4,000 meters.
Wow. That's
And,
2 sweaters and some change. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm doing a crochet thing at the moment. It's not been blocked or anything, so it's all a little bit. But this is going to be for my mum because she's got a cardigan thing that she bought from a shop that was like this, and she wants me to recreate it. So this is just going to be like one of the panels at the front. It's a bit like a kimono style.
Mm. That sounds
But she-
fancy.
She's chosen the most boring stitch ever. It is literally just chains with a thingy stitch. What do you call it? Single crochet. I was showing her all these really fancy Japanese crochet patterns because I really want to have a go at a really
Well,
complicated one.
That's the
Like,
rookie
"You don't like
mistake, you know. You never let them pick the stitch pattern. You let them
Right.
pick the color, and you let them pick the style, and then you pick the stitch pattern that you want to make.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've made different projects for people where it's been like, oh no, I don't want this, the thing that is fun to make, the thing
Yeah.
that you actually want to do. No, I want the most boring thing, but the most boring thing is often like that actually isn't going to look good and you're not going to wear it. And they're like, no, I want the boring thing. Like, please.
No, you
Yeah,
just
my
have
mum
to
always
look at
wants beige or cream or the palest grey ever.
it.
And she wanted me to do, I was showing her all these stitches, and the one she picked, first of all, I couldn't believe it, was a granny stitch. And she said it's the only one that didn't look like an old lady.
Are
I'm like,
you kidding
what?
me?
It's literally named as an old lady stitch.
Oh, she's a hoot.
Yeah, she can't crochet. She can knit, but she can't crochet, so she knows nothing about crochet at all.
That granny
You
stitch
surprised-
cardigan is a big thing right now.
You should surprise
that
her with a
trending?
bright red one for Christmas, and
Oh,
surprise her
she
with it.
wouldn't wear it. She
You don't-
would
you don't like-
accidentally wash it on a really high heat. That's what she would do.
Then you accidentally crochet it in acrylic and not tell her.
Oops.
Yeah, unfortunately, she knows just enough about knitting to know the difference between wool and acrylic.
That's funny.
Here, not to interrupt, but I made gloves and I want an opinion. So I'm going to ask.
See,
It's your
Show us
show.
the gloves.
You can
Show us the
interrupt.
good.
Yeah. So I just finished finger number 1. Wah. Because I'm making shooting mitts.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah. Here, let me peel back all the various needles. But like,
cool.
yeah, I think that bad boy.
Oh, you got it to fit in the end. What did you have to do? Because it was too wide, wasn't it, original?
Yeah, it is with DK weight yarn and size 3 needles. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's a little
Bulletproof. Yeah.
yeah, but that's like
there you go.
Here, and let me flip to the other side where I have all the good
Nice.
skulls.
I am really looking forward to your photo when you get these done, Anne, because you know
Oh, I'm looking forward to it too. It's gonna be fun.
you challenged Tabitha for the cover, so
I know. I hope I make it. She's difficult competition.
I might already have a cover.
That's true.
None of you
Oh.
have considered that, have you?
Plot twist. I wasn't ready.
Oh no.
Yeah, what you all don't know is that Caro and I have secretly been conspiring, and Caro is going to be on the cover.
Oh yeah.
See, there you go, bare arms.
Got the arms.
There you go.
I made the mistake of agreeing with Brandon at work that for every 100K, like our campaign would make, I'd do 100 push-ups.
Oh,
Well, that was silly.
I'm at 1,300,000 right now.
oh, girl. Mm.
So far, I broke 500 push-ups today, so I've been doing about like 100 to 150. But I have to record myself doing it, and I want to let you know, trying to do push-ups with a dog in the room.
No.
Kind of.
doesn't work.
It's like, yeah, like I'll be sitting there doing push-ups, and then next thing you know, there's like a paw, like you like swiping my face, being like, "What are you doing, dumb human? Get off the floor!" Wow, aren't you
This is my
biped?
space. Yeah.
There was one I sent to Brandon where she just like laid like right in front of me. So every time I went down, I just like kissed her on the snoot. She was totally okay with it.
Like best
Here's
day
trouble.
ever.
at least she didn't climb on your back while you're trying to do them.
No, she just like she's a paw swiper. So she like always tries to like punch me in the face. So it's like not only am I trying to do push-ups, but I'm also like trying to like dodge out of the way.
So after our talk, and also hello Amy.
Hello, Amy.
Hey.
Treadmill.
My fat butt is walking, so sorry if it's all.
Nice. Not nice
Um,
about your fat. No.
Slowly so I don't fall.
But anyways, after we had Epic Mike on, my brother
Mhm.
insisted that I actually learn to play the Helldivers game everyone was talking about. So I'm sitting there and, we also watched Starship Trooper. It was a banner day, but I cannot figure out the controls at all. Like bugs are coming at my face. I'm dying. It's terrible. And my brother's just sitting there watching me going, you kill a surprising amount of those bugs for not using the sights once. I'm like, because I don't know how they work. I'm just freaking out and hitting buttons, okay?
Yeah, one of my friends wanted to play with me, and I looked at the game. I was like, "This doesn't look like Stardew Valley. Like we've talked about this."
Yeah. It was fun though. It was fun enough that his wife wanted to go at it, and she very rarely is interested in video games. So
It's all
My
like-
son
don't
was
see
playing it,
very-
I think.
Which one is that, Neil?
He's the little shit that bites me and attacks me at every
Oh.
opportunity. This one here.
Ah,
You see his bum.
Tabitha's favorite. Yeah.
What a feisty little cat. Feisty.
Oh,
so
he's
all the
actually-
kitties are feeling well, Neil.
Sorry, say
They're
that
all
again.
healthy. They're all
They are
healthy.
now. Yeah, North Star's
That's
back
good.
to normal.
Good.
It's kind of when they're ill, you just can't wait for them to be better. But when they're better, you kind of want them to just be asleep. And it's kind of weird.
Hey, kids are
I
like that
think
too. So you
Kids
know.
are like that too. Yeah, I was going to say, especially toddlers. You don't want them sick, but you do want that break.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's making up for lost time, definitely.
Mine were always like really quiet and calm when they were sick. I got really lucky on that. So I was always like, oh no, they're sick and have a fever. It's a shame.
Oh.
When mine were quiet and calm, it usually meant they were doing something I didn't really want to find out that they were doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's,
Climbing on something,
that's
Mhm.
Can I break for a moment?
yes.
Okay, I don't know if you can hear me well because I'm in the room. Okay, so I have two boys. One's a senior this year, so we ordered his class ring in spring of 22 because for whatever reason, they have them get it in early junior year. Okay,
His class
Yeah.
what?
Junior
What was it
year.
called?
Yeah.
ring, class ring.
Ring?
Yeah.
You have to wear a
Yeah.
ring?
We don't have to.
No,
We're
we don't
just
have to.
vain and like sparkles.
Yeah, and it's yay school.
Yeah, neither one of my kids wanted theirs.
Yeah, not every kid gets it, but
Yeah.
we did it. So it was, I don't know how much it was then. I definitely wouldn't have paid more than $250. There's no way I would have paid that. So
No.
the younger brings the paperwork home today because he'll be a junior next year. So you
Mhm.
have to do this and order this and set up payment if you need to for him to get it next fall. The cheapest ring, the same ring that his brother got, it's $400.
Ugh.
Can't
Amy,
they just share the same ring?
Amy, that's when you go to Etsy, and you go to Etsy because people make class rings, and you can get your school logo and your own class ring made on Etsy.
Yeah, you don't have to have Jostins. No.
We have a neighbor that he owns a jewelry store in town, so I was going to go ask him and see because they will let you do that. But in the years past, if you don't have that ring, they put you at the end of the line for the ring ceremony, kind of like outcast you because you didn't cough up
What?
money.
What's a ring
terrible.
ceremony? This is sounding very Tolkien all of a sudden.
It's ridiculous. It really is.
Yeah, neither one of my kids wanted one in high school or college.
To you, and it's just like you're moving up.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I
It-
didn't have one.
it's-
My mom gave me the choice. She could pay
We
the money
had-
for a class ring,
At Kia.
or she could pay the money to get me a birthstone ring. And I'm like, well, I'd rather have a nicer birthstone ring. So
Well, it's got their stone in it. It has a stone. It has the year and everything. But he doesn't even like
Yeah.
his first guy.
Mhm.
Most guys don't like
Mhm.
stones. But I'm like, $400? This is at least double what I paid 2 years ago.
Well, do a GoFundMe, Amy.
Mhm.
That's what everyone else does for their children when something
Yeah.
happens, like a
There you go.
graduation or
Yeah.
whatever.
that's okay. My son's graduating UNLV,
Fund me.
and it was 100 and something for the cap and gown.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Luckily, his
Wow.
best friend graduated last year,
Wow.
and they're the same height. And since Nick already bought the cap and gown, John's just going to wear his.
You have to
So
buy
he didn't
them.
have to.
You have to buy the cap and gown.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh
then you
yeah.
get to
At
keep them and
university,
never wear
that's
them
the only-
again.
My daughter didn't.
Yeah. What are you
Well,
gonna
Well,
do
my
with
daughter-
it? Yeah.
I
My
already
daughter's
wrote
school, she didn't have to buy it,
I already
but
wrote
my
it down.
son's did.
That was like $150 because you could buy invitations and all this crap. I was like,
Mhm.
please, I'm going to Walgreens and print my own.
I have never
Invitations,
heard of the
photos.
spring thing.
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah, it's a monopoly by a company called Jostens.
Public
Yeah.
education.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, unfortunately, he's taller than my daughter. He couldn't wear her gown from a different college. So, luckily, he had a friend who had one.
That's the other
But-
clincher. You pay for the cap and gown, you don't get it until like days before graduation.
Hmm. Yeah.
If it's the wrong one, you're screwed.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're all being ripped off.
We
Yes,
are.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I agree.
Here's the
No.
kicker, Neil. I had to pay $60 for my daughter's cap and gown for high school. She graduated in COVID. Her graduation ceremony consisted of all the class parents in their cars lining up
I
and
don't.
drove through the parking lot. The kids
Oh.
got out at the front of the school in their cap and gown. The principal handed them their diploma. Someone took a picture. They got back in the car and we drove off. That was her graduation.
Wow.
That is.
So, yeah.
That's really
Mm.
unique.
Yeah,
When
there
I
was
was
no
at school,
prom. There was no
We didn't
anything.
have things
No.
called graduation or anything like that. You passed your exam and you went home, and that was it.
Oh no, it's a whole thing.
University,
It's
that was
the
different.
thing. It's a money
It's
grab.
an
Yeah.
industry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Although they do it now. Now they have proms and all that stuff, whereas we never
Yeah.
had that before.
Yeah, so thankfully he's not going to prom and he didn't go on their senior trip and he doesn't care about their little thing they do after graduation where they lock them in so they don't go partying. They lock them in like they do a games and all kinds of events and stuff like that. He doesn't want to do any of that, so save
Oh,
me money.
geez. In my kids' school, they went to Disneyland afterwards.
Wow.
Yeah, they go to Disney World.
It's
Yeah, we didn't
expensive
have to
being
pay for that.
American, isn't it? It really
Yeah,
is
my
expensive.
kids didn't do either. But
We didn't do
School,
that. No.
medical bills, even your food's more expensive. Although your petrol, your gas is a lot cheaper, so that's where you make
Yeah.
up for it.
We don't have that royal tax on our gas.
Yeah, and you don't have TV tax either, so that's a good thing.
Oh,
No.
we
We
just
don't
pay-
have plastic money
We just-
either.
Pay for
That's
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, our money, we can't scrunch it up anymore because it's that plastic stuff, so
yeah,
it bounces back.
yeah.
Although
that-
I have to
kids-
admit, I haven't actually seen any cash for about 4 years. It's been that long since I've seen money.
What?
I'm not even sure it exists anymore.
Sounds like a you issue.
Y'all went cashless or what?
Well, no, they're trying to make it cashless, so that's what's happening. So
Yeah.
we hardly ever use cash anymore, which is really bad. It is
Okay, so that means you should go get it and use cash more often. Be the change, Neil.
Yes.
Literally.
Be the
Well-
change you want to see.
Do you want to see? I think I have some in my pocket. No, I kind of was lying. Here we go. This
Well, you
is
gotta
this
get
is
the difference,
our
right?
our plastic cash.
Canada has plastic money too.
I have some Canada cash
There you
that's like that. Yeah.
Good old
Aw,
Queen.
yeah.
She's still on there.
Here she is.
And who's on the other
Oh,
side? Who's that? I
She's
don't know
rolling
who that
in
is.
her grave right now about what's going
They
on.
got her
with
good side at least.
Isaac Newton? Is it Isaac Newton? Because he used to be the head of the Treasury.
No, Newton's uglier. I know my hot dead guys, and that's not Newton.
Hey, hey,
She
That's a
knows
fine
her
skill
son.
set to
Name's
have.
there.
I
I
respect it.
can't actually see his name. Can you see it somewhere at the bottom there?
I can't see
On the
crap.
tiny box on my tiny
I
screen?
can't-
No, not very well.
No, no.
no.
Not
No.
in focus.
You should
I
probably look, Neil, because you're right there.
See it.
I'm just
Use
Can't
your
see.
phone screen. Use the zoom in.
Oh. Here's another one. This is a good one. I like my fivers.
Aw,
And
I
we
miss
have a
the
good
queen.
one on the back. We all
Oh,
know
that's
who it is.
Winston.
Oh, there you go.
Winnie.
Winston.
There
There
we
we
go.
are.
And you see the thing that about British money, why it's better than American money, is that not only are they different colours,
Cheaper.
but they're different sizes. So when you take them out of your wallet, you know what you've got. Because when I went to America, your $100 bills look the same as your $1 bills.
So Stevie Wonder would do good where you live.
Oh, come on, Neil. You didn't have any $100 bills when you came to America.
Oh,
I know I don't. Yeah.
Jeez.
Most people don't walk around with them.
Oh, I've
When
even
I,
got a 10. I've got
well,
a 10 as well. I'll show you that
I'm not
one.
in Congress, so I can't.
You
Yeah.
see, it's like a knitting project, all different colours. And I think we have.
They are pretty, though.
Hey, Jane
Yeah,
Austen.
that is Jane Austen.
Yeah, there's Jane
Well,
Austen.
there's a big thing at the moment. They want to replace all of our people on the notes with people of
Let me guess.
different
Yeah.
nationalities, if you know what I mean.
Oh wait, I wanted to share a funny story about $100 real quick. So
Sure.
when I had to fly out to Texas for the first time, my boss put me up in a hotel, and when I came to work in the warehouse, he came to me with an envelope of money. He's like, "This is your stipend for your visit," and I was like, "Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Thank you." Right? And I opened it. It was nothing but hundreds, and I was like, "Nobody's gonna want to work with me with $100." I had to call my husband. I was like, "What do I do with these hundreds?" Like this. There's no-
They're hard. They are hard. Unless you're doing grocery shopping, they're
Well,
hard to use.
Actually, not where I am because, it's Vegas. So tourists
Yeah.
have large bills. So you
Is it
can
because
deal with
they're
large bills
easier
here.
to fake or something? Does nobody want, or is it because they don't want to give you the
It's
change
better.
from 100?
They don't have
Well,
the
it's-
change.
It's the
They don't have
change
to
in
change.
it's changing counterfeit, but lots of stores out
Yeah.
here will say not accepting over 20. So
Yeah.
like I
That's
basically
for robbery,
yeah.
too.
Same with
Yeah.
50s here, £50 notes. People don't want them.
Years ago, when I first lived in Michigan, I worked at it's like a CVS, drugstore. And somebody came in 8:00 in the morning when we opened with a $100 bill trying to buy a bag of Doritos. And I'm like, dude, we just opened. My drawer is $100. What do you're going to wipe me out. So yeah, that kind of thing. And now it's worse.
Okay, here's my $100 bill story.
Yeah.
Years ago, we used to babysit my niece. When my son was little, my sister-in-law would watch him a couple of days a week while I worked, and then we would watch her daughter while she worked. And my husband used to cash his paycheck and get large bills, and he had left the money on his dresser. And I guess my niece had gone in the room, and she asked him for money, and he thought she meant change. So he says, like, yeah, you can have the change. Well, a couple hours later, she goes home. We get a call from my sister-in-law wanting to know why her 2-year-old has a bunch of $100 bills. So she was maybe 3. And he's like, what are you talking about? And she goes, she said you told her she could have it. And he's like, no, I meant like the change, not the $100 bills. So she'd taken his full paycheck
This
with
is
her.
what he was doing.
Little kid's eyes get all wide.
She's
Yeah.
going to go far in life.
Going
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
to Toys R Us. Oh, but
Super-
something like that.
super smart kid. When she was little, her parents found out that my sister-in-law used to wrap their presents early for Christmas and put them under the tree. And my niece was taking the presents out, sneaking out at night one by one, taking the presents outside and unwrapping them to see what they were.
Wow.
And then just leaving them there and then moving the ones under the tree to look like you couldn't see that any were missing. And when my brother-in-law went out to get something out of the yard, he went around the side of the house and there was a pile of open presents.
Oh, wow.
She thought nobody would know, I guess.
See, I'm such an evil parent. If I did Christmas, I would probably be that person that wraps the empty boxes so that when they're bad, I can throw it in the fire.
Yep.
Yeah, that's something my mother would have done. Yeah.
But I'm mean.
That's why I'm so well adjusted now.
I was that kind of kid that every time my family didn't know what to get me, they would be like, let's just get her some oil paints. Like at one point I had to take a picture and mail it to everybody because we didn't have email at that time. And it was a collection of all the oil paints I had. And I was like, this is really kind. Please pick anything else. Like there's no way I'm going to use these.
I'm a cash. I'll give them all cash. Once
Yeah.
they start.
Well, these days I'm like, just give me a book.
Hey!
Well, no, I actually
Well,
take that back.
it's
I don't
about
say give me a
time.
book.
Sorry, guys.
It's
Sorry.
okay.
Hello.
Hey.
Welcome, deplorable knitter.
Welcome to my own show. I appreciate you guys waiting for me.
We were keeping it warm for you. We already talked about lots of things that will get us kicked off YouTube. We did it for you.
Oh, awesome. Well, while you guys were doing that, I was delivering these with my kids. See how big this cookie is? It's as big as my face.
Wow.
Wow.
They sold
And you
them as a
did deliver any
fundraiser.
to us?
I'm sorry, you
Yeah.
guys are too far away.
Me?
But
That's like Neil's like, I've never seen a cookie that big.
What's the occasion? Why
That's more
so big?
chocolate goodness than all the
it's a
cum.
fundraiser.
For
It was
what?
a fundraiser for an activity that they're in. So I felt bad missing out with you guys, but like it's a nice day out. I know a ton of my neighbors are leaving for vacation, and I'm like, I've got to get these out of my house because
She was
they
making
came
her
in
own-
pizza.
You made your own GoFundMe.
Yeah,
No.
You
This,
know
this
all
was-
our addresses. You could have just sent them all on.
I
to us.
know.
Dude, they were not cheap cookies. I'm sorry, but even though it may appear that I am made of money, I'm actually not. So, but it was just one of those things. I had to take advantage of the day because I know so many people they were asking when we were going to have them, and they were going out of town because of the holidays. So So
Why
hey,
do you always have to have bigger than everything else, you Americans? You have to have the biggest cookies in the world.
Oh,
Well,
I'm
we-
sorry.
America.
It's called enjoying life, Neil.
Oh, what is it?
America.
The freedom to
And
what is it?
freedom.
The pursuit of happiness.
No,
You know what?
Neil,
You know what?
Neil,
I'm
if
gonna
there's
go
a
get
choice,
something big just to show you. I'll be right
if
back.
there's a choice of having a small cookie or having a large cookie, it's a no-brainer to have a large cookie.
but okay,
Right.
so
Come on.
these were $5 each, right?
Wow.
And so the Girl Scouts are selling their boxes of cookies for $6. So you have to have
Yeah.
something to compete with the Girl Scouts,
Uh-huh.
right?
I would
'Cause
go
I
for
can't
that
just
over
go-
a box, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, for
yeah.
sure.
My eyes are bigger than
I'm-
my belly, believe it or
Dude,
not.
I'm gonna open this right now. I'm not even gonna lie. That's why it's here because I'm like, I'm gonna eat this.
Oh, that's
thing.
just
I don't-
cool.
So,
That's
I don't
wrong.
give the Girl
That's
Scouts
just
money.
wrong.
I refuse to give the Girl Scouts or the Boy Scouts money
Me neither. Nope.
because their organizations are evil.
What?
Yep.
Carol,
I don't
what is
support
that?
them.
A crochet? What is this?
What do you have, Carol?
I had to
Oh,
look very carefully then. I wasn't sure for a second.
Nice.
yeah, I was going to say it also,
Really?
you can use it as a stake for vampires. It's dual purpose.
Yeah.
Caro the Vampire Slayer. Yay.
You know, I like multi-purpose tools. You know, I can like sit here, make a blanket, and like cover it in
Where
ashes.
did you
That
get
could be
that
it.
from?
I think I got it from Amazon because I was trying to make like a blanket with like a really big chunky yarn, and they said either use this or your hands. So I got this, and I kept stabbing myself, so I went and used my hands after that.
Kept stabbing
That
myself.
should be like
that
an
could-
ornament on your side. You should have that visible.
That could be sort of a reboot of Buffy, except Buffy is a crocheter on the side when she's not stabbing vampires.
Buffy
that
the
wouldn't
I've
be
stabbed
Vampire
myself
Thinking of those,
before.
like large chess pieces that you have, like decoratively.
Oh, it looks like
What?
a bishop, doesn't it? A crochet hook looks like a bishop.
oh, yes.
Bishop?
I was
I cannot
Oh,
believe how big
I
that
showed
is.
this
Okay.
off on
my
Knit
God.
Night before, but freedom, Neil, freedom.
Yes.
Oh, the
Yes.
Freedom
Oh,
Reese's that made Joe jealous
Reese's.
for giant
It
Reese's.
Reese's.
is a 3-pound bucket of Reese's
Yes.
cups
Yes.
that
yes,
you can just
DK.
buy at the store.
Honey.
Okay,
Why not?
that's ridiculous.
What's that, Amy? What's that at the bottom
No,
there?
that's not. No, that is.
What is
That's the
it?
most American thing right now.
What are we looking
This is
at?
honey.
Ah,
What?
nice,
Honey.
nice.
That
I have
would
a
cost
gallon
about
thing of honey.
£3,000 here for that amount of honey.
$65.
Well, that's because all of your bees are unionized and they have to check in every morning.
Mhm.
Oh
And
my
your
God.
peanut growers and your
And they're British
Well, I'm not
bees,
gonna
so
be
they
able to-
only travel like 30 feet away.
right. Or they
Oh,
have to
no, I
stop
have to
overnight.
say-
Yeah.
I have to say on air that I did make a journey over the weekend. I traveled a 3-hour round trip. So an hour and a half there and an hour and a half back. I drove as well
Did you need a
on
nap?
the motorway.
Yeah,
I
like,
did
okay.
stay overnight.
And did you
No.
stop twice for coffee?
I told you this
Tea.
before.
Tea?
I told you this before. I've driven 3 hours to go to lunch somewhere and driven back. So
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go and look on Google the map, do a search for Salford to Birmingham, just to see how far I travelled and how tired I am now. Come on, when DK goes to Florida, that's nothing compared to my journey to Birmingham.
Yeah. No, we're not doing
How
a
long does
trip
it
to
take?
Florida.
How long does
It takes
Florida
us
take?
around 24 hours.
So how many so you
We do 2 days.
Wow.
We do 2 days. We drive.
With kids.
We have friends. We have friends in Charlotte, North Carolina. So the first day we get to Charlotte and we stay there, and then the second day is from North Carolina to Florida, and then we have friends in Georgia. So we usually like make a stop and have like a meal with our friends in Georgia just so we get to see them. And then, so yeah, we usually take a 9-day vacation and 4 of it is driving, which kind of sucks, but it's okay. It is what it
That
is.
does suck. Neil, do you know that some of our guys at work, they probably drive an hour and a half just to get to the job site? By the time they leave their house and drive to the shop and then drive to the job site, it's at least an hour and a half since they left their house.
It takes me an hour and a half to get to the warehouse from where I live.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they do that twice a day, 5 days a week.
I'm getting anxious just thinking about it.
Kat says her husband drove straight from Ohio to Texas. My husband has a story that I've heard at least once a week for the last 30 years. So I can tell it. It's almost like I lived it. He went to the University of Texas in Austin, and his family had a restaurant in Erie, Pennsylvania. And he drove one day at night home from Texas and got to the restaurant. It was during service. So he, however long it was, and he got there and his dad threw a dish towel at him and said, "Go do dishes." It wasn't like, oh, we stopped and then we stopped again and then we stopped again. No, this is how we are here.
Yeah.
I drive and then we do.
I've done Vancouver to Osoyoos. In
I was
Canada.
going to say, my husband is going to drive approximately 8 hours just to see the eclipse, then turn around and come back home.
Right.
Oh, really? Where's he going to go?
The corner of Oklahoma.
That's what he's
we're
telling
in the
you.
path of totality. So we're gonna. We just
if
get to
somebody
enjoy
here
it.
said that, they would not be believed. I can tell you that much.
Wait, what?
If a bloke here told his wife that he was going to drive that amount of time to see an eclipse, she'd be following him.
How funny.
I got like 360 on him. I know where he is.
So the question though, Neil, is did you actually stop on your trip, or did you just drive straight through?
Oh no, I drove to Birmingham non-stop, but I did stay the night in Birmingham and then came home.
But I was curious. I thought you might have to stop and stretch your legs because of such a long car ride, or
I think if it had been another 2 minutes longer, then I may have had to stop.
Funny. No.
But the purpose, just for someone said, what? He stayed overnight for a 1.5 hour trip. The purpose was to stay overnight. That was the purpose of the trip. It wasn't that I had to have a stay over,
No, it was funny without the context. Now it makes sense.
Yeah. Right.
It was more fun just making fun of you.
Yeah. More importantly, are you recovered? You're not traumatized or anything?
Right?
Well, this
you
is
have
why
jet
I'm
lag
late
or
today. I'm just out of sync. I've got jet lag.
Car lag.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I drive to a wedding in August, although I may fly up and then drive down because my son's one of the groomsmen, so he has to be there earlier. So, but for the one trip, my husband will drive up and drive down, and it's at least a 15-hour drive, and we're going to drive it straight.
We drove cross country in 2 days from Nevada to Tennessee.
So Neil, that's how far Louisiana is from Ohio.
So at least you've got things to look at on the journey. I mean, we just look at cars and traffic that isn't moving.
I'm gonna wave at everybody on my way
roadworks.
through. Cheryl.
That sounds like
Well,
Texas.
Yeah.
So I want to know: is anybody else here in the path of the eclipse?
Nope.
My
You
church
are?
is even gonna have like a watch party, and I was like,
Cool.
it's gonna be a little dark, but whatever you want to do. Do you got barbecue? I'll be there.
My kids were trying to invite Anne, but Anne was a wet blanket, and she's like, "Oh no, I've seen an eclipse," because we were looking at the path.
Yeah,
And
it wasn't,
I was
I
like,
guess,
"Look at."
like a total eclipse, but like it
Yeah,
was
that's
pretty
different.
close. It was like a
No,
little
it's not the
crescent
same.
on the edge. That's
Yeah.
fine. That's
No,
good.
it's
I'm
not.
not-
But yeah, we were looking though. We have this map in our book, and it showed all of the eclipse maps, and none of them ever go over South Dakota. And they were very, very concerned about Anne never seeing one. Like
Aw.
super
Aw.
concerned. I had to text her immediately to find out. So
Well, show them where Great Britain is and how often we see them. And see
Well,
if
I
you feel
was there
sorry
no,
for
for
your
us.
last
it's
one.
all we've been talking about. We've been doing science about it. We're going to the planetarium on Friday. It's like a big freaking thing at
You
our
got your
house. My husband
glasses
took the day
already?
off. Oh yeah, I've had those for months
Yeah, me too.
because there was a partial one in October, but it was too cloudy
Yeah.
here to see it. So,
Yeah.
but we've had them.
What we had this? We had one not that this spring, or was it October?
It was
Did we just
October
have- I
because
thought it was October.
I was in the backyard showing my husband the trick with the paper plate because we didn't have
Yes.
glasses. So,
Mhm.
Oh, I did the colander thing, and the sun through the colander was
Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So Carol and
When-
I are on the same path. Apparently, we're just really far away from each other.
Yeah.
I'll wave. I'll be like, hi.
Be like, hey,
Yeah,
what's
we'll
up?
get like 83% here, and I would love to go see it. But if he was driving, so I'm with Neil on this one. If he was driving, staying the night, getting up to see the eclipse and driving home, that'd be fine. But no, he wants to
Mhm.
drive straight there, see it, turn around, and I'm like, what happens? If it's
I mean-
cloudy? And he's like, well, that's why I have a plan. I'll go somewhere else. I'm like, okay, you're gonna hit traffic. You're gonna you need to think about these.
I
things.
mean, seriously, for months they've been talking about like the traffic here. Like the schools are closed. They're like, if you
Right.
don't have to go into work that day, don't go because people like her husband are going to be driving all willy nilly trying to see the eclipse. So whatever.
Through
I was-
school
and-
zones? What?
I was in
Well,
England when they had like their last eclipse, Neil, and
Oh,
it
was it 1996? Was it
99.
Or-
It was 99. Yeah. And, there were all these people like on the beach, like ready to see the eclipse. And some folks had brought like chickens and geese to see what they were going to do when the sun was gone. And I was standing there like watching it with my dad. And I was like, this is kind of weird. And he's like, don't worry, honey, you'll get used to it. And I was like, okay.
The
And
Brits, not the
Yeah.
eclipse, the Brits.
yeah. And so like at one point they were all like, what are the chickens gonna do when the sun's gone for all minute and a half? And they like got quiet and like took a nap. No.
It's nighttime for a
Like,
minute. Yeah. Like
Our books were like, oh yeah, observe what the animals are doing. I'm like, it's 4 minutes. How can you observe all this stuff? We're going to be looking at the sun.
Right.
Like,
The only thing I noticed was I was at home. I was off work that day in 1999 or whenever it was, and I just noticed all the birds in the trees just
Yeah.
went quiet. It just went eerily quiet,
Mhm.
and then it
They
all
did
started
that.
again when it.
They did that.
Yeah.
here. Like whatever the last one we had here, the birds got quiet here. When
Yeah.
it wasn't even full.
that's cool.
So- It's really cool, DK, and because a friend of mine went up the last time in 2017, and I forget where she went, but she went way further than anybody has to go now from here, and she did the video of it. I admit it was really cool. Like she went somewhere to some planetarium thing where they had like a loudspeaker and they were like counting down, and it told you when to take your glasses off and when totality was and everything. That was really cool. He's just gonna drive
Yeah,
and
that's
stop
cool.
somewhere to look up.
And it's a full moon as well, isn't it? So it's going to be really
It's a new
impressive,
moon.
isn't it?
new
Oh, is
It's
it?
going to be a new
Yeah.
moon, I think. So that's
full
why
moon
it's
now,
such a big
right?
Thing.
Yeah.
It's full now, yeah.
I'm getting confused.
I
I
think.
thought
The moon's still
tomorrow.
all
I
there.
thought you
It's
were
okay.
talking about it happening tomorrow.
It's always in the same place. It's fine.
The
Doesn't-
full moon is not till late April because that's when the holidays are.
But no, so we're super excited about it. And I'm super excited about the planetarium because that was a field trip we never did enough in school. And so now that we found out our library has free passes, we just go whenever we want to look at the planetarium.
Wow.
My,
That's
And-
cool.
Mm.
And they have a
My husband's
sloth
a total
now.
space
So
nerd.
we're going to see that too.
We don't have a planetarium here. I did in
No.
Baltimore.
We
We used
do.
to go all the time.
We do. The community college has one here.
That's cool. But so yes, very exciting. Neil, if you want to come see the eclipse, feel free to come on over.
Yeah,
You know,
sure.
Just a
In a
little
month.
trip.
We have brisket where I am.
How long
No,
is it?
no, it's like it's on the 8th, so you've got like 3 weeks. No,
Yeah.
Don't drive.
2 weeks.
Just start swimming. You'll be here in
He's
time.
like,
Oh, we have.
How long
we
does
have
it take
cod.
to drive? How long does it take
Um,
to drive from UK
You'll
to
drown.
New York?
You've got a
Um,
submarine?
that happens.
Yeah, the pond is going to be a little bit of trouble, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
after that,
just start swimming.
A
It'll
little
be
bit
fine.
of water.
It's closer to get to DK than it is to any of the rest of us.
That's true.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
What else?
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor DK.
I-
That means when I do come over, she's going to get it all, aren't you, DK?
yes. I will be the first stop. I would even drive
Or the last stop, one or the other.
5 or 6 hours to New York City to
Jeez.
get you if
It's
that's the
5-6 hours just to
Yeah, she's in upstate. She's in upstate.
Let's not quibble about 5 or 6 hours. You know,
Yeah.
Okay, you're Niagara.
I'm
You're
just trying to
practically
No,
I'll
he'll
explain
stay in a
to you
motel twice.
that I would
Yeah.
do the best I could, and I would drive many hours if you had to go to New York City.
Well,
My husband would
to
probably
be
lose
fair,
his mind,
when
but it's
Anne
fine.
was doing her thing over in Croatia or wherever it was, I can't remember, Romania, I would have gone down to
Romania.
London.
One of
I
places.
would have ventured that far. Believe it or not,
Oh.
I did actually live in London for 10 years. So, I have.
Did you ever leave your flat?
Oh, I sent Neil the worst joke the other day.
Ooh.
Oh, which
Kendra
one?
says, hold on, Neil. They say fly into Toronto. Toronto's actually closer to me, I think, than New York City, so that would really work
I
well. And
might
I'm-
not be
Mhm.
allowed to.
because
This
you're
is a
Oh.
cherry picking felon.
Very, yeah.
I would have
Yeah.
to. I don't know how. I'd have to contact them beforehand, I think.
Mhm.
Just to
Oh,
check.
yeah.
Are you
Well-
on a list? Who did you upset?
Well,
Canadians, the Canucks.
all of them.
he's a,
Every
Yeah,
single
every
one
one of
hates him.
and you don't know. My mom call your mom, see if it's okay for me to come over. Who do you call in Canada? I don't know.
well, there is a particular person living in Canada who's not a fan.
Oh, we've got. No, I tell you, who I could.
Oh,
contact,
Adam! Get Adam!
Nancy.
Where's Adam?
Oh, Adam. Yeah, Adam's in
Uh-huh.
Canada, isn't he?
Mhm.
Adam, use your
That's
contacts.
No, he's probably on a
He's
list.
Adam
not
will
far
be
from
like-
me.
Adam will be like, I don't know who this man is.
Adam's
I've never seen this man in my life.
I have no idea who he is. Why is he calling me?
Besides, you have to come to the West Coast to see Tabitha. So I'll see you when you come to the West Coast.
Yeah. I'll get him second
Well-
because I think I'm second on the list. And then
Yeah,
after
well,
that,
you're after New York, aren't you? Between
Excuse me?
Anne
Yes.
and DK, aren't you? Yeah.
yes.
Apparently, you're going to be the grand finale, Amy, because he's forgotten that he's got to go south.
But it's gonna, Amy, it's gonna be too hot. I can't cope with the heat.
That's why you come
Oh,
in winter.
uh,
That 1 week in November, it'll be all right.
Yeah, November it's pretty decent weather for us too. It's not too hot.
I'm still umming and ahhing about Nitty McPurley's retreat, and I keep going on the website and looking, and I keep coming away from the website, and I keep going back to the website, and the problem is with that.
He's almost gone.
What? Say that again, Anne.
I'd say that you'd better jump on it because
Mhm.
They'll
I
be
think they'll be
sold
sold
out.
out pretty soon.
Yeah. But the problem I've got
Yeah.
is that I would have to buy the ticket for Devin's retreat before I know how I'm even going to get over there. And my stress levels can't cope with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Although what
Yeah.
I have
I'm
noticed
going.
is internal flights are really cheap, aren't they, in America?
No.
No.
So for
Dude.
example,
Neil.
if I fly to Texas, it's nearly £1,000 from the UK. But if I fly
Yeah.
to Florida, it's £200, and then if I fly from Florida to Texas, it's £135.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
Don't get on a Boeing.
So-
right?
Neil, if
DK.
I fly from New York to Texas, round trip, it was like $800. That's a lot of the reason
Yeah.
why I chose not
That's
to.
one of the reasons why I'm not going.
Are
It was
you-
similar for me too.
are you
Yeah,
on
it's
Round trip
ridiculous.
plus the price of the retreat.
What?
It would have been close to $2,000 for me with the retreat.
Yeah.
in there.
I didn't even
But
look.
Once
it's
you buy
about
the retreat and the
500,
ticket,
isn't it?
then the hotel room and the
Yeah.
what Amy?
I was gonna say, is he not looking on Spirit or something? Because we go up to the wedding in Ohio, just one ticket on Southwest is anywhere between $200 to $400 for one ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
ridiculous.
Go to Ohio.
Is that though
And
because
Southwest
you're?
has the good baggage. Yeah.
Is it because I'm looking like almost a year in advance, and that's why they're so cheap? Is
I'm
that
looking
why?
like 6 months in advance. So
Oh, right. Okay.
maybe it's because of the day we have to go. They're weird about that kind of stuff, and I've looked.
And
around
obviously,
for one
I'm
way.
looking at British pounds, and you're looking at dollars. So when it's converted,
but it's
it
still
might be near,
close.
not
It's
quite.
not that different, though. I mean,
But it does matter where you're going. That does make a big difference. But I mean,
Texas Sheep Lady said I should come in November and stay the year, but I first read it
Sure.
as stay a year. I was like,
What?
I mean, you
Katie
could.
says fly on a Tuesday.
Yeah,
Don't you
they
have
are
to
cheap
go
in the middle
through a
of the day.
Saturday? That has to be the
Yeah.
stay through
Now,
a
what
Saturday.
is really
Usually.
cheap? What is really cheap here is cruises because we have the port.
Oh yeah, cruises are cheap.
But
My husband's family goes on cruises all the
I
time.
don't go on floating things where I'm trapped. So it's better.
No,
to be trapped.
that sounds like a nightmare to me.
Yes.
My
Thank
husband
you.
was
With
talking about it, and he's like,
alligators.
"It's $59
no-
a night," and I'm like, "I don't care if they're giving it to me for free. I don't want to be trapped on a boat in the ocean. Thank you."
Yeah, I
So-
don't go on boats where I'm trapped during hurricane season, so that limits.
Oh.
Yeah,
No.
no, not that either.
No.
That sounds like a terrible time. Thank you.
Well, on cruises, they show that everybody's out on the deck and they're doing they're so crowded, like they don't show you what it's actually like, you know.
You know, I would rather go somewhere and explore than sit on a boat for 3
Yes.
days and then get off
Yeah.
for a day and then come back that
Yeah.
night and go another
Yeah.
day and then I'd rather just go somewhere and learn about it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, Kat. Is it too
They
soon to
crash
be
into-
laughing about that?
Yeah, no. Was that a cruise ship? I thought it was some sort of.
No.
No, it's a
That was
freighter.
it was a freight, and they had a power problem. That's why it did that. And the article I read before we went live, they said they hadn't sensed any foul play, but I really don't want to be the company that owned that boat because that's
Well,
not
here's
going to be
the bad
fun.
part. Here's the bad part that my friend told me, who her husband's a captain, and there may be caveats to do if there's power failures, but when there are deaths on a ship, the captain is ultimately held responsible,
Mhm.
and
Wow.
he's supposed to be the last person off. If something
I
happens,
heard that there were
that's
no
us.
deaths on the ship.
But if he caused the accident,
Oh, gotcha.
so if he didn't cause the accident and it was really power, then
Yeah.
maybe he's off the hook. And if he sent his mayday and did everything he was supposed to do, but there's a lot of caveats to being a captain, and it's really
Yeah.
Yeah.
they've had stuff because we're by all the bad oil, down here, all the bad oil rigs, and we had one, and the captain left before everybody was off the boat, and he was I think he might even went to jail because he was
That's- yeah.
captain is supposed to go down with the ship. It's supposed to be the last person.
Mhm.
You look at the Valdez. Yeah.
So, Therese, you know where this bridge is, don't you? You've
I-
been around there.
I grew up just a couple miles from that bridge. And I woke up this morning and, it was quiet in my house. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to scroll and I go on Facebook like once a day, once every couple days, whatever.
Yeah.
And the first thing I saw was a friend of mine who lives in Maryland. And she said, a cargo ship freighter crashed into the Key Bridge and collapsed. And I was like, how does a freighter collapse? I didn't understand it. And I clicked on it and I was like, oh my God. I mean, I grew up, I've been over that bridge. I can't tell you how many times.
Do you
I
still have
grew up like
there?
just a couple miles from it. It's like an icon. I'm like, I can't believe I'm kind of in mourning. I mean, I feel, the humanity and all that, but like I'm kind of in mourning for that bridge. It's so crazy.
No,
Like,
I
but
get
it's
it.
such an icon of where we live,
right.
and that's just a thing. And
No, I
Don't worry.
what's
Our
that?
secretary
watched
of
all kinds of
Oh,
our
Okay.
transportation secretary said it was a racist bridge anyway. So that's
well,
not-
and Joe, lying Joe, had to lie about it. And he said, "Oh, I've been down up and down that bridge numerous times in my car and on the train." Well,
There's no train.
sorry, asshole. There's no train tracks on that bridge. Sorry for swearing, but you know,
He also talks about
Stop
conversations with an
lying.
Amtrak employee that evidently happened 15 years after said Amtrak before he died. So,
he talks about everything. He's always on the train. Well, you weren't on the train on that bridge, okay? And that's kind of just everything you need to know about that.
I bet he was
anyway,
on something good to
I had to
hallucinate
make
about
myself
a
stop
fake train on a bridge.
Yeah.
Hi, Tara.
Hi, Tara.
Hi.
Hey, Tara.
We're
We've
talking
almost
about
got a
how
full
good
house.
things
work. Yeah, all my kids are excited because I'm going to be leaving them alone this evening.
Ah,
Uh-oh. What's going to happen?
They'll probably play video games and say really inappropriate things.
Oh, I've heard that, and it's funny as hell.
All the fine gamer words.
It's funny, yeah.
my son went through that phase at that age. He had a lot to say to the other people he played games against. But he grew out of it.
I think my absolute
I
favorite
don't think so.
was when he was playing with some young women. And apparently they were playing really, really bad. And he told them that they needed to go into the kitchen and make him a sandwich.
Oh.
I still laugh about
Oh,
it because
no.
it's so funny.
Oh, not on the keyboard. If I disappear, it's because he'll have switched the laptop off.
What is everybody making? We always forget to do this.
I'm making roast.
Yeah.
Wait, what are you making, Amy?
Roast.
Oh, yum. I made meatloaf today.
Corn.
What are you making, Trees?
With sharp knives, Neil.
Making
Don't forget to
shit.
take the
I'm
guard off.
making socks right now. I finished my picnic blanket, but it's over there, and you guys can't see it anywhere because my screen is small and whatever. So I'm making socks.
Love socks.
And I cast on another crochet shawl. I'm old and I'm sick and whatever. So my cross stitch is being set aside for a second because I don't want to think about anything. You have to look
Get
at
back
cross
to
stitch.
it,
You have to
Therese.
look at every single thing. What?
Yeah.
I said, get back to that cross stitch.
My slave driver, who is not paying me and not not my employer or not my whatever.
Should have thought of that before becoming a slave. Okay.
Because it's an
yeah.
occupation that
No.
we choose.
This thing I'm working on is what I like to call epic. And
Carol,
I when I have a fever and I'm not feeling good, I just don't want to, because I don't want to mess it up and have to pick it out and everything. So, but it'll be done soon. And y'all are
Look,
going to
Neil.
just die when you see it.
Oh,
Look
can't
what I'm
wait.
working on. It's an
Oh,
ugly cat shawl.
another
This is
slave.
the last time I'm casting
I
it
hope
on.
you're all
So,
working on my stuff.
so if your numbers
make
don't
it
work
in a
out,
minute.
I'm not casting it on again. So
Rebellion.
So how far have you got? Are you just about to do the next?
I'm in the third wedge. I'm in wedge number 3.
So is it four's the next
Yeah,
one with the claw, isn't it?
I'm only doing 2 colors because I'm lazy. But,
Cool. I'm making a sweater.
yay!
What?
Whoa.
PK's making a sweater? No way.
I'm
It's
very
only
excited.
this big. But that's why I,
think
had to put
hell's
it down.
frozen over.
because it's color work and I can't talk to you guys and do color work, and I got confused like after 4 stitches. So I'm just sitting here now.
Is it your own pattern, or are you doing somebody
No,
else's pattern, or are you testing? Or
No, it's by the Petite Knitter, and it's got flowers on it, but I don't remember what it's called. Springtime flower something. I don't know. It's very pretty.
you're going to say springtime for Hitler then?
No, that's not what I was going to say at all.
That is an actual very funny show. I'm not gonna lie.
We need a pattern called that. So it's petite knitter rather than petite knits.
Correct. It's the lady that like lives in Alaska or Canada or.
So is that the one who always has her? The one who always has her overalls over her sweater, or has her sweater tucked in so they complain that they can never see them?
I'm not sure.
No, I thought that was.
I couldn't
Caitlin
actually
Hunter.
tell you.
Oh, Amy's put it all together. Have you sewn your blanket together, Amy?
I'm getting there.
Ah.
Cool.
I'm doing strips.
Are you happy?
So,
Are you winning? Looking good.
Oh, yay! Does.
It is pretty.
So I mastered the technique when you want to do your blocks in the same spot. I'll try to remember how to tell you how to do it. It involves color-coded stitch markers.
That
Caro,
sounds too complex for me.
What are you making?
No, not really.
I don't want to startle any of you, but I am making a shawl.
Ooh, that's
Nice.
Lovely.
Is
Is it for
pretty.
you or is it for someone else?
I don't know. I might give it to somebody. But this was like, so I had like some leftover blue yarn from the Yaira one that I made, and then I decided I would use the blue, and then transition this gradient with it because I thought they were all complementary colors. I might just keep it. Okay, it might just be mine.
What?
I may keep it. I may not give
Good
it
for
to
you.
anyone. Yeah.
Keep it for yourself.
Is that yarn, that cake of yarn, is it one of those where it's 4 threads?
Man, I love it when you ask me questions because I don't have a fucking clue. So it's some kind of like thread thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Amy did a blanket with that stuff.
What's this called? Tell me so that way I can be smart.
Let me see it.
It's like this.
Oh,
Look,
it's
the
not
threads.
tied together.
What did
Yeah.
you say it's called?
So they're
It's
loose, aren't they?
stranded.
They're not
They're
plied.
not
are
plied
No.
together.
They're not. No, they're loose.
they? How'd you find using it though? Does your hook split through it a lot, or is it?
I don't have any problems with it. It's pretty easy. I actually like how it feels.
It's not
Really?
fun to knit.
Right.
Yeah,
It's okay
I
to crochet,
crocheted-
but not to knit.
You gotta be
Yeah,
a
I
hooker.
crocheted a lot of stuff with yarn like that, and I really like it.
Yeah, I do
I've
too.
got some from Hobby Eye or Hobby, whatever they're called,
Yeah.
and I've got
I got
4 or 5 of the cotton, and I've just left them because as soon as I saw there were strands like that, I thought, oh, I'm not going to like that, so I didn't
No,
even
it's
try.
okay. I held
So I
it
might give
double.
it a go now.
I
held
like
mine
how
double.
it feels. It feels kind of, it's really dense, which I really like once I have it all together. But I'll probably be here for like 10,000 years working on this right now. So
That's
Go
okay.
for it. It's not all about like speed and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Enjoy
No.
it.
And
bet it
Tara,
is.
are you doing colour work? I'm sure I got a flash of colour earlier.
Sure.
Oh,
she
No,
is.
I'm working on my Yahtzee shawl.
Ah, yeah. I just saw
Yahtzee.
that
So
top
pretty.
edge. It's fantastic.
Is that what
It
it's
is
called?
gorgeous. No.
Mhm.
No,
Oh,
It's
I'm
called
like,
the
wait, I don't
swastika.
remember.
no, it's the geogradient.
I
But
was
you
like,
can't
I
say
knew
Nazi online, so it's Yahtzee.
I've done
I'm-
the first 2 clues, but then I don't have the pattern for the 3 and 4, so I just left it.
Those are gorgeous colors for it, though, Tara. They're perfect.
And
Yeah.
it's a very problematic yarn. It's Maria Tuscan.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Couldn't
Nice.
be any worse.
Double trouble.
I mean,
yeah.
And more
For real.
racist.
You just need to feature it in Block Magazine, and you've got a hat trick.
Yes.
could we all
And
try to
craft
be less
snark
racist,
can't do anything
please?
about it.
What's that, DK?
I said, could we all stop being so racist, please? Oh my
Tara
God.
comes in clutch for cover girl.
Oh no,
in
my
my
husband would never allow that.
Oh, I'm sure he would.
My husband grew up behind the Iron Curtain. He has opinions about things.
Liz, what are you working on?
I am working on my ugly cat shawl.
Oh,
It's
yes.
I'm in the middle of a row.
Yes, yes.
Googly.
Did we see everybody's now? Did we see yours, Ann? Neil?
Oh, yeah, I showed mine earlier.
Oh, I missed it. I wasn't here. I was out
We'll have to get it
gallivanting
out
around the
again.
neighborhood with my kids. It's fine.
You had
I'll
cookies.
show you it in the bag. Can you see through the? Oh, gone. It's the mesh thing.
Oh gosh.
That's all.
Man, Neil, my cabinets are so big in America. I have to stand on tippy toes to get something out of it. And I'm 6 feet tall.
And what have you just taken out the cupboard? Let's see how big it is.
A giant container of cornstarch.
Oh my goodness.
What the hell is cornstarch?
What?
American food.
What
It's
the hell? You don't know what that is?
it's something that we
Cornstarch.
use to thicken up stews.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
call it
we're
corn flour.
Yeah.
Flour.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ah,
of course.
If we just don't have
Guys, you don't call it
We-
maize.
Gotta say it really posh. Corn flour.
corn
But
flour.
that's not the same thing as cornstarch. Corn flour is different here.
Oh,
That's
we use
right.
corn
That is
flour.
true. It's like ground up corn.
Yeah.
You can
Oh, wait,
get corn
she's got-
flour or cornmeal or
Well, corn
We have
Oh, is that-
options.
Isn't that grits? What you call grits, though?
No.
No.
Oh, it's fine.
Oh, now I'm really confused.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
I want grits. I want
I like
grits.
grits.
Always.
It looks
Oh, wait,
like
what-
rain.
It's just like a halo of
Yeah.
There you
It's
go.
magical cornstarch.
get the good stuff in there.
Looks like cocaine to me.
Just get it in a straight line.
Amy's
Not that I
doing
know
her
what that
part.
is, by the way.
No, I wouldn't know it if I fell on it, but that's all right.
And it's giant because we got it from Sam's. Do you not have Sam's Clubs or Costco's or BJ's? No, at
We
BJ's
have
Wholesale.
Costco. We've got
Amy,
BJ's Wholesale,
Amy, what
yes,
is
that's a
it?
different thing.
What is this you're showing? I was gone. What are you showing?
Cornstarch.
Neil doesn't know
Cornstarch.
Cornstarch.
Oh,
But
Are
Neil,
you
have you
kidding
ever
me?
done the thing with the cornstarch where you mix it with water, and if you
Yeah,
poke
that
it really
sounds-
fast, it's
a
hard. But if you
slurry?
if you like slowly
Like a
put your finger in
slurry.
it, it'll just.
I gotta do
Slurry.
that with the kids. They'll explode.
Chinese
They'll think
cooking.
it's
Yeah,
so
that's
cool.
Can't you tell that
Yes.
Anne grew up without a TV?
I had a
Oh,
TV.
everybody.
She had a TV.
That's how I watched
Everybody in
all the
America.
Doctor Who
What
and
is
Right?
Star Trek.
Ceci says we'll explain all these things to you when you come visit.
Well, the other thing that I'm
We'll
absolutely
be like, "Hey
petrified
Neil,
of,
stick your hand in this bowl of cornstarch."
I'm fat enough as it is. I know 2 weeks in America, I'm going to put on about 4 stone in weight, which is whatever it is in American weight. I don't
Okay,
know
we'll
what that is.
we'll take you on lots
Well,
of
tell us
hikes
4
around
stone.
places. Keep you fit.
and that'll be when you get to me. So yeah, I can't tell
Yeah.
what you'll have after me. Yeah.
You'll have to grease the doorway so that you can
I
squeeze.
know Landon knows
No, you don't understand. The doors here are actually wider than they are in the UK. I say
Actually,
this
yeah.
from experience.
No. Is this a joke?
Yes.
No.
You're winding me up. You are winding me up.
No, the doors are wider. Like I say this as
Well,
somebody who
enough.
lived in the UK. Like that was my
Mm.
first culture shock when I came to America. At one point, I was like, "Why are the doors so wide?" And then I saw one of my relatives, and I was like, "Never mind."
Okay,
It's
For all of us
actually the-
idiots.
A wheelchair.
4 stone is 56 pounds. That's a lot of weight. I don't know about
That's a
that,
lot.
man.
Well,
Yeah.
the only thing I know about doors in America is that in Los Angeles, all of the doors are really low so that people like Tom Cruise in films look taller.
No, they just wear
No.
platform shoes, Neil.
Yeah.
Is that not true?
Yeah.
No,
He
he
puts
just
lifts in his
wears
shoes,
platform.
so it's
Yeah,
No, the doors have to be wide enough for a wheelchair to go through.
yeah, ADA.
And they
Ooh.
have to be a certain height. Like
Well, we
7
have
feet
people in
up.
wheelchairs here, and they can get through our doorways.
Well, your wheelchair's
That's probably
much
smaller.
bigger.
Probably not every door.
That must be a
Mm.
That
new
is
thing
true.
because my bedroom, there's a cutout, and I have an Achilles injury. There's a cutout because the previous owners, no, the ones before them, the lady was in a wheelchair, and so they cut out part of the sheetrock so her wheelchair would fit through.
Yeah.
So they put this,
Wow.
like 2x4s or something, and they hinged them together and they nailed them in there just to make space for the hole. But that thing fell
Yeah, it's
on
only-
my leg the
Oh,
other
no.
day. Now
It's only
having
since
it-
like the ADA Act of like 1970.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, my house is older than the ADA, so yeah. So now I have an Achilles injury because of
Someone else's
But
wheelchair.
it's just
Why don't they think
my
this
Go
leg.
through?
figure.
right.
So what food am I going to try? So when I'm in New Orleans, I said it wrong, I know. I'm going to have gumbo and what's the other thing?
Beignets,
What is it?
Jambalaya.
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 New York, is it a
Jambalaya.
hot dog and a pretzel? What's the
Wait,
New
I'm
York
not done.
food?
Well,
I wasn't done.
dude,
sir.
she's still talking.
Sir.
No, she's not done. No,
America.
there's gumbo.
No, there are a lot of
There's
things
more?
we should have in New
Yeah.
Orleans.
Sorry, Carol, I would like
Gumbo.
to officially lodge a complaint because a member of your workplace's staff said that people from the north can't cook. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I'm
Yeah.
not responsible for the shit that comes out of Brandon's mouth. so
No,
I'm
that's
sorry.
not.
so I
That's
gotta
not
say I
accurate.
was personally offended by this. And
I'm not
They cook
stick that right
different,
next
but
to
not.
the work
Well, Anne, if you were
employees
in
who like
UK
Harry Potter
now,
complained.
you could actually bring about a court case over being offended over that. That's the state of things as it
Oh,
plays
okay.
here at the moment.
I had somebody that like
Slap your mama.
I had somebody that didn't like something that Brandon said. I'm not talking about you, and it was like some other thing. And so they messaged me and they said, I want you to discipline him. And so I responded to their message with the instructions on Twitter of how to block people. And she didn't seem very impressed with me.
Like,
That's
what are you
hilarious.
supposed to
And
do?
also-
Spank him?
I'm sorry, but Katie, we're no longer friends. You're dead to me, so thanks.
Yeah, I
That's
have
what
to.
lasted.
Okay, okay, Katie,
Where's the
I'm a,
border for a Yankee?
I'm a Southerner who lived in New Jersey for years.
Braggarts about it, okay?
And as much as I love Southern cooking, Yankees can cook too. It's just different. So I'm going to have to dispute that.
What's the border to become a Yankee? How,
The
when are you a
Mason-Dixon
Yankee?
line.
When are you
Mason-Dixon line.
And what if you're below that? Just a Southerner.
Yeah.
Southerner.
Yes.
Tara's the
So
border.
it's Yankees and Southerners.
Yes.
Tara's the border in my head.
Because some people
Yeah.
lost the war of northern aggression.
So Neil, I'm just saying, you might want to make me last because I'm just saying, gumbo, jambalaya, etouffee, red beans and rice. That's dinners, okay? Then we
Yes.
haven't even drank anything, okay? And we drink all the time, all day long. Then there's beignets.
Yes.
Then there's pralines. Then let's see what else. King cake if you come from Mardi Gras.
King cake. Yeah.
More alcohol. Crawfish.
Bananas Foster.
I need to
Bananas
fast
Foster.
before I come, don't I?
More
Oh,
alcohol.
Bananas
No.
Foster. Oh.
More alcohol. Because then we take all the food things we like and we put them in alcohol, like Bananas Foster martinis
Yes.
or king cake martinis or daiquiris.
I mean, sounds
So
legit
you're all
to
just-
me.
Drunk all the time.
we're drunk as fuck and we love it. We are drunk and fat.
Amy, I don't think he knows about the drive-through daiquiris.
No,
Ah.
I
No,
don't
you're-
know about drive-through
Drive-thru
daiquiris.
daiquiris.
Drive-through liquor stores. Yes.
We don't have those in the north. They can't regulate them well enough. They don't like that.
Like
So-
Neil, let me
Well, they
explain
don't
to you.
have them in your north. They have them in my north.
When Neil,
Okay, sorry, New York.
Ah.
okay, remember how Tree said something about a CVS, which is like
Not
a drugstore?
daiquiris.
When you go to a drugstore here, there's hard liquor on the shelf.
You can't even
Oh,
buy
yeah.
hard liquor in a
Oh, yeah,
supermarket
for
here.
sure.
You can buy
You have to
hard
go to a
liquor
liquor
We
store.
do. We have it everywhere here.
That's
anywhere.
insane.
We have it every. Yeah, we have it everywhere
They
here.
all have them.
Is a
CVS,
drugstore
they all have
what
'em.
we call a pharmacy or a chemist?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you just get your pills from there or your injections.
Whatever
or your
ails you,
creams
they
or
have the
Get everything.
solution.
What?
I mean,
It sells
pharmacies have a
bread,
lot of stuff.
alcohol
Well,
as
the
well.
alcohol is an antiseptic, so it's appropriate. to
There
buy
you
at the
go.
pharmacy.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
second. I'm gonna
liquor
pause the
anywhere.
food conversation and ask for an opinion because I don't like my half mitten shaping. What do you think?
You don't
What's
like your
wrong
what?
with the shaping?
What are
I
you?
don't know.
What don't
It's,
you
should it
like?
be kind of tighter? Should it be?
I think
Oh.
you should have started
Maybe.
decreasing a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because I'm
Maybe a
starting to
little
decrease
tighter,
there, and I
yeah.
don't
So
think
we're
that's
not
good.
trying to make.
Did you
fingers
change
here?
needle size after you did the color work?
I did, but unintentionally, because I had a
Okay.
different needle in.
So
to
did you
kind-
go up? or have you stayed the same?
I went down.
Oh, right, okay. Because it does seem a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it'll be
Well, the color
okay,
work
but
makes it
it
tighter.
could be tighter. Yeah.
After the color work, I would consider like feeding in some decreases because your pinky is quite
Yeah.
small.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to pull it
I mean,
back.
it's not
and start
horrible,
decreasing
but
there.
it could be better. Yeah.
You could do a
Alright,
cheat
I'll
on
check it later,
photos
they're
where you
home.
clip it on the wrong side so
Send it,
nobody
send it,
knows.
yeah.
And then when you do the other side, clip it on that side so nobody knows.
Hey, have you met Anne? She will knit something 107 times to make sure it's right. Do you
Right.
think she's going to do that? Wait, Amy left? What happened?
We lost her.
You scared her with
Oh my
the
God,
mitten.
what is wrong with her?
Probably went to go get short.
She's probably
Probably went to go make a daiquiri. What are you talking about?
Right?
That's true. That's true.
I mean,
Anyways, these
What?
are some very Catholic Punisher mitts. I gotta say, they're pretty.
Oh boy.
They are very cool. I love them.
I think you should do the middle
Excellent.
finger white.
Amy, come
Oh,
back.
there's still middle finger as of now. So
Ah, right, okay.
do it
That's
the way
the
you're
best
doing it,
one.
Anne.
So, you know.
I know what's happening. Do what you're doing. Focus on what you have planned.
you're like, whatever you do, Anne, don't stop, or I'll hear about it more.
Stay the course. Do not tally.
Focus on what you're doing.
Okay.
Don't
Well,
stray.
I gotta rip it back. Oh well.
Oh well. So
At least have
Better
parts in
read.
stockinette though, and not color
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
mhm.
See this.
At least you've got the
yeah,
fun
this
of
is
knitting it again.
Uh-huh.
for something.
Yeah.
No, this is me simplifying. It's just the color work on the palm. That's it. It's just
Everything's fine.
That's nice. Everything's lovely.
It's all good.
Melody says they're cool, Anne.
Aw, thanks.
So
If you come to Texas, you must have brisket.
Yes.
Yes.
You
Yes.
must-
Gravy.
And proper
No, just the
Mexican
brisket.
food.
Gravy.
No, just the
Well,
brisket.
gravy
You
is
don't-
no,
Sorry, I thought you
gravy
said
is
biscuit.
yeah.
Uh-uh.
I didn't know I
That's
could
more
have
southern.
brisket so many different ways. Like I've had brisket roast,
Mhm.
I've had brisket ribs, I've had brisket burgers, I've had brisket I gained a whole 10 pounds my first like 3 months here. I got it off, but like it was like the
Yeah,
best
you
10
guys
pounds I ever
eat
put
a
on.
lot of meat, don't you?
I love
Mhm.
it.
Yeah, you
A
don't
lot
gain
of
weight
meat.
from meat, so stop it. You don't gain weight from meat. You
Yeah,
gain
I'm a
weight
fan
from
of
all
the
the
It's the
side
stuff you have with it
dishes.
that gets you to put weight on.
There,
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Brisket tacos.
Yes.
Yep.
Those are so good.
I love
brisket
tacos.
breakfast tacos. Have you tried that?
I'm from Texas, honey. So
I don't
I don't live
know
there
that.
anymore.
I don't know.
But
I just
but,
moved
but
there.
she's
I'm
also
still
had
new.
brisket every way.
yeah, I love brisket. And the best brisket does not need barbecue sauce.
Nope.
It does not.
Nope.
Oh,
See,
I
the
need to
thing
have
is
some
that I
real
agree with
corned
that.
beef,
Oh, sorry.
not out of a tin.
Corned beef, yes.
Yes.
Not
Corned
out of a
beef,
tin.
No, not out of a tin.
What are you having out of a tin? What did you say?
Corned beef out of
Yeah.
a
Ugh,
tin.
corned beef. Yeah. It's a tragedy.
I don't care for it.
Just no.
Who hurt you?
That's how
I
we have
think
corned
that
beef
he's
here.
just deprived. It's just what they have.
He is
You
deprived.
only
Yeah.
can
That's
have what you
terrible.
know.
I'm gonna send you a
Um,
care package. That's terrible.
I know
Corned
it's
beef from a
terrible.
can.
I wish we could
Neil-
send him all the stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have baked
need to
beans
have
in a
Mexican
tin.
food.
We have beef, corned beef in a tin. What else? Bam in a tin. What else do we have in a tin?
Mm.
Pretty much everything.
I'm surprised
Oh,
you don't have
although-
ramen in a tin.
You have chickens, whole chickens, and whole loaves of bread in tins, don't you? So
I don't buy those. So
Not
I don't know.
commonly.
Nobody
Yeah,
I know
no.
buys those, so
but you have them.
We have them, but I'm in
possibly.
denial. No.
Just because they're available doesn't mean we're eating it.
Right.
The problem with you guys is that you're putting those beans out of a tin on some toast, and it's the
Right.
most ridiculous thing I've
Well-
ever heard of.
I suspect I'll probably eat more beans on toast on the trip than anything else because I'll be making all of you eat beans on toast. Just so you
Well,
No,
thanks.
no,
because
no,
we
you
don't
won't.
how
wanna-
delicious they are.
No, we don't want
No,
the
you won't.
aftermath of that. Okay. So,
Neil's
And
gonna
I'll-
come and he's gonna have a
Tacos.
suitcase full of beans. It's just gonna be a suitcase of
And
beans,
some
so he can
corned
share them.
beef for you in a tin.
Blah. I don't eat fresh corned beef. I'm not eating it out of a
And
can.
the
So
beauty of tinned corned beef is that they come in these really awful tins with a key. that
Yep.
you have to twist
Yeah.
around,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you end
We have
up
that.
slicing your hands to pieces.
You can get
Fair
ham
play.
that way.
I think we need to send Neil some Beano before he comes over here.
Beano.
Yes.
Beano.
Yeah.
Is it made
Have-
from
have-
beans?
No, have Beano before and you'll have no gas. Isn't that what it's called? Isn't that the
Something.
Yeah.
I
slogan?
don't know. I don't know.
My grandma
Something
used to
Beano
use it,
before
I
and
remember.
something after.
Yeah.
There'll be no problem after or something.
Have
I
Beano
don't
before
know.
and there'll be no gas, I think is what it is.
I
If you
don't know.
come close to me, I'll make you chili, like actual chili, not like that fake
Yes.
meat
Oh.
soup.
Yes.
Real chili.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to have to
and he
practice
needs some
eating Indian
kolaches.
food to get my spice levels up again.
Oh no, I don't do it like that. It's
Mm.
if you come here, I'll make it for you. You'll understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have a nice lady who comes part-time at the warehouse, and she's from Bulgaria, and she's like, I can't do spices, like no spices. And I was like, do you mean like heat spices, or do you just mean you don't like flavor? And she's like, heat spices. And I was like, okay.
Oh no,
From
no
Bulgaria?
flavor is my
That's okay.
in-laws.
Yeah.
They don't
Really?
do flavor spices. It's pretty sad.
Well, I mean, you never know, right? And so, anyway, so I made a chili just for her, and then I let everybody else have the jalapeno one. So,
Yeah.
it was all good.
Oh, my husband is from that part of the world, and he can't get enough of the spice. Like he eats raw garlic
Nice.
all the time. He loves
Mhm.
jalapenos.
It might just be
He gets
her preference.
offended when he goes to Asian restaurants and he asks for like the spicy, and then they don't give it to him, and he gets upset.
Yeah.
That was me when I used to go to like Indian restaurants, and when I was in England, because I would ask for like the level 5, because they just do 1 to 5, and they're like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "Yeah." And like I'd
Yeah.
be sitting there sweating, like don't get me wrong, like but it would be like
Oh,
absolutely
yeah.
delicious, and I would love it.
Yeah, the
It's a-
jalfrezi or is it the far?
Yes.
They're the two hottest, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Vindaloo.
when it comes out bright pink, that you're in for turbulent times, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind hot. I can do hot as long as there's the flavor to go with it.
Flavor.
What I
yes.
can't do
Yeah.
is African food where it's just hot
Heat.
Hot.
and there's
Yeah,
no
and there's
flavor
yeah.
with it.
That's
What I
ridiculous.
can't do. Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
I
then
agree.
You're just getting the pain and no actual enjoyment out of it. You know what I mean?
Some people pay for that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, good lord.
I want the flavor. Yeah. I like the hot, but I want some flavor with it.
hmm
Mhm.
Yeah,
So
I'm kind of a
always buying
lightweight.
hot sauces. Yeah.
So what's
At
the
least
New
from
York
Texas.
food thing? Because all I know with New York is hot dogs,
Pizza.
pretzels, and bagels.
Well,
Pizza.
Thin
but you're
crust
thinking
pizza.
you're thinking New York City though. We don't. That's not stuff that we
Ah.
do. So like, if you visited me, I would take you to the beef on weck place. A beef on Kimmelwick roll. It was
Mhm.
delicious.
That sounds like
We
you're
have-
speaking a different language.
It's shaved beef on a roll
Mhm.
with Kimmelwick
Okay.
seeds and salt on top of it. It's delicious.
Okay, so
Kinawat.
Baltimore
Right.
has the pit beef, and we put
Crabs.
onions and horseradish on a Kaiser roll. Same kind of thing.
Oh,
Hor-
I like
just
horseradish too, if you like horseradish. I don't
Yeah.
I
prefer
love
it, but my
horseradish.
Same
husband
thing.
loves it.
Yeah.
We have garbage plates here, which are French fries and like baked beans, and then like hamburgers or hot dogs, and then like onions and mustard and macaroni salad, and it's all in one dish, and you just eat it, and it's called a garbage plate. And they got famous like that's something
What,
you go like after you've been
Does
out.
it have like two things for over your ears, like a horse bag, and you just
No.
stick your face in?
Stop it.
New
That's
York has a
medieval
lot of
times. Medieval
New York
times
has a
gives
lot
you
of good-
food and won't give you utensils.
yeah. New York has a lot of good Italian food though.
Yeah.
Ah, I bet.
Yeah,
Depends
that's the
somewhere.
one thing I have liked.
Jersey.
about New York City.
Jersey has
Mm.
good Italian food. Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
I learned a lot of good Italian
Oh,
recipes
Yeah, me
when I
too.
lived there.
If
But I'm
I
not
ever
near
go
Jersey,
to
so-
New York, and New
Yeah.
Jersey, I want to do the Sopranos drive with the music.
Oh,
I
the
have
Garden
to do
State
that.
Parkway. Yes.
I
I'd
wanna
love
go
it. If
by-
I ever
By that place with the pig, there's a pig hanging down.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
And then into that drive, that person's drive,
Centrals,
whoever lives
yep.
there, I don't care who they are, I want to go up that drive.
No.
Yeah.
And
Betty-
Katie Clark and I are in a fight now. Because apparently a garbage plate is too much for her, and I just can't even. Just can't even, man.
Yeah, well, she still
Well-
lost the war. So
She what?
Yeah, that
She still lost
the war.
British drive.
no, if I went to New York City, I would totally be the nerd who wants to go on the Spider-Man tour. I'd be like, oh my gosh, it's Hell's Kitchen. There really is so much crime.
Sweetie, nobody walks around in Hell's Kitchen unless you're being forced to.
No.
It's not a place you want to walk around.
Exactly like it was in the show.
Yeah. Yeah, and when you get mugged, you'll have that same experience, except Spider-Man's not going to come save you.
No,
Yeah.
no Daredevil, no Punisher, no Spider-Man. This place
Oh.
sucks.
Not even Miles
home.
Morales.
No.
Yeah.
I went to New York in August of 2001, literally a month before 9/11. And we went to, we did all the touristy stuff. And we walked through Hell's Kitchen or through Chinatown to get to Little Italy. Chinatown, it looked great, but it smelled like pee.
It's insane.
Lie.
Chinatown's
It smelled
insane.
like pee. But then we got to Little Italy and it was amazing. And everybody wanted us to go to their restaurants. So they're calling us out. We had the best Italian food there. It was like, I've had good Italian food in Philadelphia, but it was amazing. But I would never go there now.
Oh, no way.
It's done. Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm glad I get to go,
I saw something earlier today where they said something like over 50% of people in New York want to leave. I think they mean the city rather than the state. But
No, I think they mean both. I think they mean both.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of upstate wants to break away from New York City because all we are is a tax cow to them. We pay our taxes that go to the city. All of our stuff where I live is shit. My roads are terrible and stuff because we don't have the
Everything
money
goes
to
to
pay
the
for
city.
it because everything goes to the city. So,
Plus, your governor sucks.
oh God.
Yeah,
She is the
I know
worst.
plenty of New Yorkers who either have recently left or can't wait to get out.
I mean, we keep talking about it, but all of our family's here. So it's one of those things where like it would have to get worse, unfortunately. Because
where would you go though?
I don't know. We talked about Tennessee. My husband doesn't really want to
Tennessee's
like go
lovely.
to Florida, but his dad does.
South
live
Dakota,
there, so.
the space there.
I don't
believe.
want to go to South Dakota as much as I adore my fabulous wife Anne. I just there's something about having to plug your car engine in at night to be able
That's
to turn
right,
it on in the
kids.
morning.
South
turns me
Dakota
off.
sucks. Don't come here.
Oh,
You're
there's
gonna
no
raise the
electricity
property
in South
prices.
Dakota.
The
No, there's
sky
no-
No,
wants
you have to
to
plug.
electricity.
Don't come here.
It
You have to
gets
plug
so
your car
cold,
in
Neil,
so
You have
the
to
engine
keep
stays
it
warm
warm.
enough.
or it won't turn on. That's how
Yeah,
cold it
it's
gets
snowing
there.
this weekend. I had to take a
Ah.
running start at some of the drifts today. It was exciting. Didn't get stuck
Oh.
though.
In my mind, I imagine South Dakota as being a bit deserty, a bit more like,
It's
it's
bleak
not.
in the
No.
summer, from what I understand. But no.
No, it's plains.
No, I mean, except
Oh.
for like by the Black Hills, you have the Badlands and stuff.
So
where
is
they
it
film
proper
Starship
cowboy land?
Well, it is cowboy land, but in kind of a, different
Cold
way.
way.
I love talking to Neil about the United States because I love hearing what he thinks about things. Like the misconceptions you guys have is just hilarious.
Bear in mind, my knowledge of America came from Marvel and DC comics. So for a long
But
time,
just
I
New
didn't
York
realize
City.
where Metropolis was. I wanted to know where Gotham City was, Star City. What's the other ones? I can't even think. It was only when I started reading Marvel comics.
Bloodhaven is the other one. Bloodhaven. Bloodhaven.
Bloodhaven, yeah. That's a new one, though. When I was a kid, that didn't exist.
You could come to Vegas and you could see all these. You can see the Statue of Liberty and the Sphinx and
And
all on the same
Eiffel
street.
Tower,
It's great.
the
Eiffel
pyramids,
Tower.
Tower
the
of London.
pyramids. No, we don't have the Tower of London. We have the Space Needle, or a version that looks like the Space Needle. And you can ride the roller coaster on the top of that.
I've been
Because
to
the restaurant
Reno,
turns around.
which is like a bargain bucket version, isn't it, of Vegas?
It's different. It gets really cold in
Yeah.
Reno. It's not the same as at the desert. The Vegas is very much a product of the environment because you get away from the strip and your desert. Like it's
And then I went to Lake Tahoe from Reno because I had a friend.
Tahoe's
who worked
pretty.
there. So I just dossed on his settee while he was working, cleaning chalets or whatever they call them over there.
Tahoe's pretty, but it's expensive.
But I think I stepped foot in Oregon before Tabitha did, which I
Wow.
find quite weird. What year does anyone know what year she was
Before
born?
she was born.
She's
She's like
32, I think.
she's a fetus. Like, I don't know. She's
Well,
younger
I think
than
that
my
she's
kids.
late
so,
80s or
yeah.
early 90s.
Yeah,
Late
1989.
89?
I was walking around in Oregon and Portland
Well,
and
Oh,
Close.
shit. Yeah.
California.
Well, you said
I
she's
can't.
30. Somebody said she's 32. So
I think she said she was 32. So
so she wasn't
I
born
thought
yet.
she was 34, but whatever.
maybe
Either
she
way.
could be. I don't know.
Makes sense.
It's hard to say.
Yes.
She's a baby.
Yes.
She's
She's
a
a
fetus?
fetus.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
hilarious.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So then what's
Fetus.
Anne? She's younger than that.
Yeah. But we,
Anne may be younger, but Anne's an old soul, though.
Anne
She sure is.
was born 40, so
I've been told that before.
No, Anne's
I mean it
about
in a good way.
Hey,
300
it's a
years
good thing.
old.
I mean it in a good way. You're an old soul in a good way.
Yeah.
You have a
'Cause
lot
trust
of
me, if you were
knowledge and-
swifty, I would not be friends with you. So, it's good.
Other
Does anyone
Don't say
listen
that.
to that sound, which I couldn't hear because I'm too old.
no.
Somebody shared
No.
the
I know I
sound in
can't
the
hear it.
Telegram group, and I couldn't hear a thing, which means I'm old.
All the cool kids
I
can't
didn't
hear
see
it.
that.
So,
Did
My
you
daughter
I'll have
said
to go
that
look.
hear it?
when she was in high school, it was an old building, it's a historical building, and there was one area where there was only one way in and one way out, and it would get very crowded when the classes changed. And some kid would play that sound to get kids to move and leave. Because not everyone under 20 can hear it. So he would play that sound.
I
I
gotta
think it's kinda
send it
neat.
to my
But
kids
yeah.
and see if they can.
Well, if somebody can tag me on it, I want to hear the sound. I was doing it with my 8-year-old. We were listening
Whatever.
to something, and it was like
I have thoughts about that.
it was the sound, and it's like these numbers were running across the screen, and like, what number can you not hear it at? I stopped, and they were able to hear it till like the very end of the video, like because they went and got their
Yeah.
ears checked. They have like rabbit hearing. They have like extra sensitive hearing even for a kid. So
Mm-hmm.
it's bizarre.
My
I'm
hearing's
sure they can hear it.
jacked because I used to work by C-130s.
I don't know what
That would
is.
do it.
It's a
That would
really
do it.
big plane, like really big. Like
Yeah.
you wonder how it got into the sky. Like it's that big.
Cool. I mean, not for you, but cool plane.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I'm technically
Yeah.
hard of hearing. So I know like a little bit of sign language just in case because it's happening at some point. But the really annoying thing is that I try to tell people I work with that I'm hard of hearing because what will happen is if they're talking to me and then at one point when they like turn and they keep talking like I just don't hear anything. And so then they'll be like, "Did you get that?" And I'd be like, "Nope."
My thing is I'm deaf in this ear, so I don't hear in stereo. So if anything's happening, like a car, anything you need an emergency reaction to, I hear it in this ear, so I'll look that way when it's happening over there. So it's kind of really awkward.
Okay.
And when the kids at school and college learned that, they realized that if they sat on that side of me, they could talk and take the piss, and I would keep looking the wrong way to tell them off. And so, yes, had to learn how
Kids
to
are
do
mean.
that.
Kids are
That's
mean.
frustrating.
My daughter can only see out of one eye, basically. She was born with cataract over one eye, so she had to have the lens removed. And kids knew that in school, so when she would play sports, they would always do things on that side, so she has no peripheral vision. And playing any sports with a flying object is really not a good idea if you don't have peripheral vision out of one eye.
But
Okay.
she won't have depth vision then either, will she?
She has a little bit of depth vision, but not much in that eye. But yeah, flying balls at her head was never a good thing because she would not see them.
But it's also an advantage being deaf in one ear because you can, if you want to ignore someone, you can just pretend you haven't heard them.
There was a guy I
That
knew
is
and he was deaf and he had like a cochlear implant, but this was like the older one that he needed like the battery for. And so occasionally when he just didn't want to talk to us, he would just like flick it off, right? And so we'd be sitting there trying to talk to him and he'd be like doing whatever it was. Like it's like the fear, like the total flow mode, right? And so like I'd have to like get like in his face, like, yo. That's part of the culture out here for people who are deaf because like when they can't hear you, that you literally have to put like your hand in front of their face or do something to get their attention. So which was really weird for me when I was learning sign language with like the kids because I'm like a personal space, but like for them you kind of have to get in their space just a little tiny bit to get their attention. So
Yeah, I learned sign language as well. The teacher told us the best thing is to roll up a bit of paper and literally throw it at someone's head. You know, in the deaf class, and it's like, what? But apparently that's the thing.
Not out here. You really just like you either somebody taps them or you wave at them until they look at you out here. You don't throw things that usually upsets people. Yeah. I know like BSL and ASL, like it's interesting because when I was talking to my mother, because she knows BSL. And so we were like comparing like the differences and like it's 2-hand dependent out there, but here it's just the one because, you know, if you have a situation where like you're holding something, you can't like talk with both hands and they made it so that way this is like your base hand. So I thought that was
yours
fun.
is so much more, what's the word? I want to say economical, but also user friendly.
Yeah.
Because you literally do it all with one hand, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you have your obvious signs that are like two. So like, you know, turtle and stuff. So.
Well, some of the signs are so bad, though. I don't know. So, do you know what the original sign for Germany was in the British Sign Language?
Mm-mm.
Well, there was 2. So, before the Second World War, it was that, which is the helmet, because they used to have a spike on the helmet.
Yeah.
And then after World War II, it was that.
Oh, is it still that then?
That one I know.
It's changed now, but it was that for a long time.
Yeah, that one I know, but it's like the no one, right?
And China, I'm not going to do because we'll get taken off. But the Chinese one is what you imagine it would be, which is pretty bad. They just oh yeah, and it's Spain. You know, maracas. You know, everything is stereotypical. It's just bizarre.
There was a documentary. Oh, go on. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say my kids and I have been learning some, but not.
Sorry, go on.
You know how they talk with the hands and going, you know, la, 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 when they're angry. That's the word for Greece, or the sign for Greece.
Yeah. Katie, thank you for coming. I am not mad at you. I'm just mad at your theory of Northerners and our cooking because it's not that bad. I don't think.
Well, maybe I should rate you all. When I've come to see you, I'll rate you all out of 10.
And not that
Dude,
bad.
I'm going to take you out to eat. I'm not going to cook.
Neil, I'm highly competitive. I will win this.
I will win.
Yeah, Anne's going to keep making it until she gets it right. She'll make 17 dishes until it's right.
Like, look at this, Neil. I'm a winner.
I took Anne for beef on Weck. She liked it, right?
Yeah, it was good.
Beef,
all right.
what is
well,
it?
She's just saying that.
On whack. Beef on Weck.
Beef on Weck.
On Weck.
Whack.
WECK.
Like
beef on Weck.
What's that?
I have no
Kimmel
idea
Weck.
what that is.
It's a Kimmelweck seed.
What?
A who? It's a seed.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't know.
Caraway.
It's a caraway seed? It's the same thing?
Ah, I know what caraway
well, there you go.
I hate caraway seeds. Those are nasty.
I don't like them either. No, they're licorice.
They're delicious.
They're licorice.
Anything, you automatically lose the food war.
Yep. It's like cilantro.
Don't they just taste like
Yes.
strong? Oh, you say this differently to me, but oregano, isn't that what caraway's in? It's just a very, very strong
No.
version of oregano.
No, it's
No,
not.
no.
No. Oregano
Is it
is not.
aniseed?
No.
Oregano is good.
Oregano.
Yes.
I don't.
Oregano.
Al, you meant
Oregano.
Oregano.
We don't have oregano here. We have oregano here.
And listen, Neil. My husband is 100% Italian, and he doesn't say oregano. So, there you go.
Can't argue with that.
No, you can't. You cannot argue. You are not going to argue with the Sicilian. Trust me. You will not.
And you, I've been to Sicily though. Has he been to Sicily?
What's that?
Has he been to Sicily?
Oh, yeah. Numerous times.
Oh, he has.
Yeah.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then what's your advantage, sir?
And you know what's funny is the guy who is Sicilian, who 100%, both of his parents were, I think, second generation, but very close. He's been there numerous times. The guy grew up in an Italian restaurant. He can cook like nobody else can. But guess who cooks 100% of the time?
You?
Yep.
That's the cook life, though, because they spend all that time cooking in the kitchen, right? And then when they get home, they don't want to do it again. Because when I worked
and then
as
they eat boxed macaroni and cheese and Cheez-Its. What?
Yeah.
that was me. Yeah. I did that when I was a cook for a while. And my husband was like, you cook all this great food for like people in the hotel. Like, why don't you do that here? And I was like, oh, I like just order pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, he can cook. He just chooses not to because I can. So, it's okay. I like it, so it doesn't matter. The best thing is when he says, oh, my mom made meatballs like this, or, oh, this tastes like my mom's stuff.
No, that's always a compliment.
That's a good thing. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's a good thing. It's maybe patriarchy and maybe it's whatever, it's okay. That's a high compliment when they praise your cooking like their mamas. I broke the chat.
I need to make food
Hey,
for the
David.
warehouse again here soon. I haven't done it for a while.
Yeah. I cook because I have to. I made a delicious meatloaf tonight, and one kid
Nice.
was like practically crying while they had to
Oh,
eat
here
it
we
because
go.
I gave them a piece, this big, and it was the end of the world.
That's what I should
They don't like meat.
Neil
Yeah.
doesn't understand meatloaf. Come on.
Why don't you
Well,
like
no, I
meatloaf?
do now.
Get it.
I do now because didn't we have a whole lesson on it a while
Yeah,
ago?
like 2 years
Neil,
ago.
Neil.
Yeah.
Neil, do you like meatballs? Do you like
Yes.
meatballs? Well, meatballs
Meatballs.
versus big meatballs.
It's a
What is-
giant meatball.
That hurt me that you
Ish.
don't like meatloaf. My
I don't
heart.
think it's a thing they have.
Oh,
Is it that you don't
don't
like it or you don't have
understand
it?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was going to interject earlier with the brisket. The whole thing about brisket being best without any sauce, that is absolutely true. But also, I love barbecue sauce. Like a good barbecue
yeah.
sauce is the thing of
Mhm.
beauty.
Oh, yeah.
Barbecue sauce is delicious.
Yes.
Sometimes.
It's like mayonnaise.
HP
Yeah.
brown sauce. That's what you need. That's all.
Well,
we
that's good too. It's good too. Yeah.
I
need.
like
so
it.
HP
sad about
Houses of
meatloaf.
Parliament brown sauce. Can't beat it.
Okay, I don't know what that is. So
I'll bring some.
It's like,
have
what is it like?
I like
It's
how your
like
trip is just gonna be a
steak
giant potluck.
sauce. It's like steak sauce.
it's what you do. Every time people visit us, we take them for beef on weck and we take them to Niagara Falls. It's just what you do. I don't know.
Yep.
That's life.
Oh,
When
but
I
I'm
lived
going
in
to
New
the
Jersey,
edge.
people would
I'm
come
not-
visit and we'd take them
I'm
into the
not
city.
standing in 2 miles just so
Yeah.
your husband doesn't get scared. I'm going
My
to the
husband's
edge.
not going to be as concerned about somebody pushing you off the edge as he is about me or my
No.
kids, so it's fine.
Right.
I want to do the Lois Lane Superman scene
I don't know what that is.
where she jumps off, but I'm not going to jump off, obviously.
Oh,
Well,
you're going
if
to
you
the
had a
wine
barrel-
part. I see. Okay.
If he had a barrel, he could just roll off.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it does work for some people. So I'm going back to meatloaf for a second, though.
Okay.
So have you had meatloaf?
I have made
We
what
talked about
I
this a
called
year
meatloaf. So I did follow a recipe, but I don't think it probably was what you would call meatloaf.
No,
Okay.
probably not.
I feel
It
like we
was-
should help you.
So it was what you call ground beef, what we call meat,
Right.
Yes,
onions.
Right.
yes.
Yeah.
What else was in it?
Garlic,
Obviously your spices,
breadcrumbs.
whatever.
Egg.
Yes, bread was in it. Yes, an
Yes.
egg. And then you
Yes.
just whack it in the oven and you hope for the best.
No.
No,
No.
no, no. You don't
You
go
just hope for the
barbecue sauce.
best.
And if you're my mother, you make a little gingerbread man out of it and you put green olives for the eyes and mouth.
Oh my good gracious! Who
That
has time
sounds
for
some-
that?
Oh,
That sounds so 70s. That just sounds like something.
Well,
Yeah.
it's
You know, the
amazing and
70s
you
things.
should try it. We would
Your
do
recipe.
different shapes. I did a fish once. It was very pretty.
Like
Your
I said,
recipe made
no
me die
TV in that
inside.
home growing up.
I went to a
I
Christian
will
school,
teach
and there
you.
were families that only had a TV for the Olympics. They kept it in their closet, and they would roll it out when the Olympics were on. And then
Wow.
for the rest of the 4 years, it lived in the closet. So
yeah.
it's not just homeschool people; it's also really conservative Christians.
Well, I love them.
I don't understand people who don't make. That's like such a basic thing. Meatloaf.
Well, we don't have meatloaf, but then again, I live with my mother-in-law and she cooks her food. And it's
Oh,
amazing.
Okay.
I'd be thrilled if somebody else cooked at my house. I cook
So I'm
Oh,
staying
every
with
day.
Tara's mother-in-law then, aren't I? No.
Yeah.
Oh, she will
Oh.
she made homemade chicken shawarma with homemade pita bread
Oh.
and homemade
Oh.
mayo. Man,
Shawarma.
Swarmers.
It's
Love
so
I love what
good.
that is.
it's so
I live
good.
in Michigan.
There's
we
what
are,
we all know.
we are the home of Dearbornistan. Yeah. we have
Actually, in
shawarma.
New Jersey, if you go to a diner, pretty much all of them are owned by Greek people, and you get good Greek food.
The
Don't ask
New
me why,
Jersey
but they're all owned by
diners,
Greek people.
their menus are
classic.
like 15 pages long. It's everything you
Mhm.
could possibly want is on that menu.
Yes, and everybody only orders things from like 2 pages. But
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
order it, you can get it.
Or breakfast. Yeah.
24 hours a day usually.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Shawarma. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. Oh, my mother-in-law's cooking is so good. And she makes stuffed peppers.
Yum.
That stuff's good.
Mhm.
If we could get fresh grape leaves, we would do that.
Oh,
but
yes.
we
Where is she
can't.
from? Where's your mother-in-law from?
Romania.
Ah.
The cuisine is a fantastic blend of so it
Yeah.
has influence from the Middle East and Greece because the
Uh-huh.
Ottomans came, influence from Russia, Hungary, although they don't like each other.
Right.
Like
Does she make things like,
Balkans.
is it tabbouleh? Is it tabbouleh?
Tabbouleh.
Or
Tabbouleh.
tabbouleh. Yeah, like she makes
Yeah.
like I'm not into eggplant, but my husband is,
Well,
and
yeah.
she makes baba ganoush.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Baba ganoush, yum.
And like Romanians are meat eaters, like they love meat.
hmm
So loads of pork. Lots
Amy,
of
we're still
sausage and-
talking about food.
All right.
Yeah, she's
I have to
happy.
go,
Yeah.
though. I have to go.
Yeah,
I have
Amy
to
should
go
have my
figure out
mother-in-law's
what to
chicken
do for
shawarma
dinner.
sometime.
Oh, bye, Liz.
I need to go figure out what's going to be for dinner tonight because my daughter is going to the dentist tomorrow and getting cavities filled, and she might need a root canal. So
Oh,
tomorrow night's going to
no.
be
No,
soup.
you need to give her some
So-
good food.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we'll
Yeah,
figure
yummy
something
food.
out. So thanks for having me
Meatloaf.
on.
Yeah,
And Carol,
Liz.
I'll send you a link for Monday.
I'll
So
be
you can
there.
come on if you want to.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay. Mwah. Bye.
Bye. Talk to you
Bye.
later. Bye, everybody.
Hi, Liz.
When someone leaves, it always confuses me for a second because everyone moves.
Like, where's everybody? Yeah.
Yes, I
So,
ate my
hey,
meat.
are you drinking some booze?
Yes,
Is
I
this
am.
one
That's
of
what we
your
do here.
constantly drunk things?
This is some Carbardot, but in white. So,
Ooh,
box
the
wine.
fancy.
I need a refill. Yeah. My Franzia Chilaba Blanco. Like, yeah, whatever.
Also,
now I have
in
news.
other news, I think my gloves act with the shaping, it's coming along better.
That looks good.
Wow, you did that
Yeah.
quick.
Hey,
Yeah. And I don't know if you can really see it, but my extra special new invented increase.
ooh,
Yeah.
fancy
Mhm.
pants.
Wait, what? Show it again. I missed it.
The pink of an increase.
Yeah. Pink
I
of
like
a
it.
braided increase.
Cool.
Yeah, you've got to
Because-
get that published with your name, Anne.
Mhm.
You mustn't let anybody steal that.
Exactly. It's not often that something new is invented in knitting, actually, almost never. So I feel very proud of this.
Are you going to patent it before you put it out? I mean, you've got like what, 3 weeks? You can do it.
I think you should call it something very problematic. The politically incorrect increase, or the Trump increase, or something like that.
Yes, something.
No, it's just
The increase of a.
Absolutely not.
No, that's hilarious and awesome.
I love that.
That's what I'm calling it from now on. So too bad.
Adam missed out there, didn't he? Adam could have come up with something as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if Adam was here, he would have all the jokes. Did you go eat dinner, Amy? Is that what happened? No? Is something
Dear
wrong?
headlights.
apparently, I can't speak directly to her. It's not allowed, so I won't do that again.
Oh, she's
There we
back.
go.
She's back.
Hello.
Oh,
Oh, no,
she's
she's gone.
I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
It's because I asked her a question. I won't.
Don't talk directly to her. It startles her. She runs away.
I always blame Elon Musk for any internet problems.
I'm going to let the Trumpinator do the talking.
oh, that's brilliant.
I did it. I'm sorry.
Just think, by the time I
Where does
actually
she
get
go?
to America, it might be Donald Trump as the president.
Wouldn't that be something? We'll take you to the White House. I'm sure he'd want to meet you.
I think he would. I'm sure he knows all about me.
Undesirable
As
number
you
one
make
increase.
the best knitting magazine.
It's great.
Believe
Top-notch.
me.
And I know knitting magazine.
Yeah, what would he say? It's the best knitting magazine ever by really great people. What else does he say? I can't think. Never in the
Huge.
history has it ever been a magazine like this, ever.
And they got thrown in a couple of huge.
Yeah, I need to send him an email to get him to knit, because that would really piss the wokes off, wouldn't it? Can you imagine if Donald
What?
Trump knitted?
What I miss?
Well, maybe Michelle would stop knitting.
Ooh, that'd
But
be
then
great.
again, that's assuming that she ever started.
She
I don't
never
think she did.
started. No.
No.
If she had, if she was a knitter, she would have been in that.
DK, what are
interview
you
knitting.
doing? What is this you're doing? I had to go do something. What
What's
are you
wrong?
doing?
This is Trumpinator.
Oh,
I tried to speak to Amy and she froze, so now Trumpinator has taken my place.
he'll be
Oh, she's
back.
gone again.
It's gone.
Oh my
Yeah, DK, you're
I
gonna have
get
to
it.
just be
I
quiet.
Mm.
Well, I mean, it is 8:12. I could go put my kids to bed, so that's a thing. Yeah, they'll be fine.
Or you could be a bad mom like me and just tell your kids that they can do whatever they want this evening.
So I would do that, but
Don't
I
be a
actually have to go
helicopter
to,
mom.
I have to go to work tomorrow, and so if they don't go to bed kind of at the regular time, then nobody will get up, and then I'll have to wake them up, and there'll be a fight. It's a thing.
Yeah.
They're still small. They're still smaller than everybody else's, I think, than yours, Tara. So, you know.
Yeah, mine
They're-
are just obnoxious teenage boys.
Well, mine are still at that age where, like, even if they go to bed at like 10 or 11, they're still up at like 6. And
Yeah.
so it's in my best interest if I keep them on their bedtime schedule because they
Yep.
haven't hit that, like, I know how to sleep in part of life yet. So that's
Yeah.
all. It's better for me in the long run.
Yeah.
My internet crapped out. Oh, well, I'm glad it wasn't just me, Amy. Every time I spoke to you.
It's Elon's fault.
Mhm.
It's Elon. It's Trump's fault. Everything's Trump's fault.
Well, I have
'Cause, you
Starlink
know-
internet, so it really, whenever I have internet problems, it literally is Elon's fault.
Oh,
Well, I mean,
there you
there's
go.
that.
Hey, we had a cyber attack by China apparently this week. Didn't affect
Cool.
me, so obviously they're leaving me alone.
Missed it.
They must be paying
I
me
mean-
on the side or something.
You're probably in cahoots with them, so it's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, you know how they are.
Hmm.
and the Russians.
Yeah, those Russians.
We
Yeah.
have.
Oh yeah.
What do we have?
everything's Russia's
I
fault.
don't even know what we have. We have T-Mobile for our phones, and then I don't know what we have for our internet.
We
Then
have
T-Mobile-
Spectrum.
What's that?
Spectrum's. I said we have Spectrum. They suck.
We don't have Spectrum. I don't know what it is. We have T-Mobile for our phones, and so David was like, "Oh, we can get new phones, and we can get this and that and the other thing if we switch." And I'm like, "Yeah, but we can't get free baseball." So we
Oh.
didn't switch because I need to have free baseball.
Well, couldn't you get all the other free things and then pay for baseball, or that's not how that works?
No. Major
Oh,
League
okay.
Baseball TV, MLB TV, where you watch all your games, except that they're blacked out. So, like, if my team plays the Tigers, Detroit Tigers, it'll be blacked out. So I have to watch it somehow.
Mhm.
But otherwise, yeah, it's free. It's $199 a year. So if
Oh,
I can get it for
geez.
free, yeah, no. I can keep my phone. My phone is fine. It's nothing wrong
Mhm.
with it. I don't need a new phone.
See,
But I
Amy
want
and I are on the
baseball.
same wavelength. She also has
You
Spectrum.
almost
and
said
they blow.
Spectrum.
No, we have T-Mobile, and I'm okay with it right now. Maybe no later something, but no, I want baseball.
Mhm. I mean, you gotta have priorities, man.
Yeah, sports ball always.
Sports ball.
Sports ball, football, baseball, whatever ball. Yeah.
We don't watch any sports ball here anymore, and I'm okay with that too. It
That's
works for
fine.
us.
I'm getting into hockey, which I really like because being in England, whenever I would watch football out there, right?
Soccer. Yeah.
Soccer, yeah. And the guys would trip or fall down, right? And they'd like roll around and make a big deal out of it, right? And they'd
Oh.
have to be like, and then they'd have to be taken off on a gurney, because they have like a busted toe or something. Like in hockey, it's like one guy will like turn around and like elbow the other one, so he knocks his teeth out, and he's like, "Oh, fuck!"
They have
And so
no
he goes-
teeth. Yes.
So he goes back. And he just puts in like some kind of numbing agent, and then he's like,
Ah.
"Okay, coach, I'm ready." And he
Yeah.
just goes
You
back
need
out
to
with like a
watch
concussion.
rugby.
No. Oh, rugby is amazing. Yes.
Rugby's
I've never
like that.
seen it.
I
And
love
I'll
rugby.
never
when
forgive
everyone's nose is out
American
of
Dad
joint.
for showing British rugby players wearing helmets like your American footballers do.
Yeah.
Because our rugby players don't. They're made of
They're
tougher stuff
amazing.
than that.
It's so good.
They all
Yeah.
have cauliflower ears and broken bent noses and no teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first time I watched them interview like one of the hockey players on the ice, like just like half of his teeth on this side were gone. And
Yeah.
I was like, man, he's not even like apologizing for it. He's like, whatever, this is what it is.
Yeah. My first
Yeah,
date with my
our
husband
footballers are
was
prima donnas. Sorry,
Yeah.
DK, what was that?
No, I was just gonna say, my first date with my husband was a blind date, and we went to a hockey game. So even though I'm not like super into it, it does hold a very special place in my heart. And I love the
Aw.
fights. I love it when they randomly like get up in a corner and rip off their gloves and they square up. Like, like what other sports is that happen in that's not boxing? Like it's the
Yeah.
best.
It's beautiful. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
My
Really
favorite
is.
thing is when the hockey players retire and then they go on to be, on TV or whatever, and they don't fix their mouths. so they still have that gap and they still have missing tooth, because that's a badge of honor. I love that.
Do you mean British teeth?
No,
No,
hockey players.
American teeth.
No, they're
what we
fine.
all-
No, it's not
teeth.
British
No, the
teeth.
ones that they have are straight. It's just
Right.
It's just that there's gaps and whatnot.
Yeah.
see, there's teeth problems that are made, and there's teeth problems that are born, and there's.
Right.
I say that I have
Oh,
wonky
good
teeth by
gracious.
nature. I
Okay,
have to have
hands
braces,
up if you had to wear one of them things that you call a.
Braces.
braces.
Oh, you call them braces. Ah,
Yes. Headgear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also
No
had
headgear,
headgear.
just braces.
who was
Headgear.
born with teeth that didn't need braces?
It's a low bar in England, though. So you gotta be like really, really messed up.
I have
That's too
spent
funny.
half of my life in the dentist / orthodontist office. So, no. I can't talk about teeth.
I was just
stuff.
lucky. I had reasonably okay teeth.
Right.
Amy says no. Just so you know.
I've spent too much time in a dentist chair.
Looking good.
I don't want to do it anymore.
Nope.
My last dentist visit was actually probably my favorite because the tech that cleaned my teeth, she's like, okay, we're at my favorite part. And I was like, and that's not my favorite part. And she's like, but don't worry, I'm going to get those barnacles off your teeth. And I was like,
Oh, articles. Yes.
yeah. And so I was like, okay, you made it kind of fun. This is okay.
Barnacles. Yeah.
I hope you all floss over there in America.
Mhm.
Good.
Every day.
Yeah.
Brush
Yep.
twice a day, floss
Every
once
day.
a day.
Yep. But sometimes you just can't overcome genetics, or I had a
No.
thing where, oh God, everybody knows this. Well, not everybody. Couple years, 3 years ago, maybe, I was at my friend's horse farm. It was dark. It was January. It was dark, so the lights were out, and I was walking to go to the bathroom, and somebody had put their metal lawn chairs up on a picnic table. I didn't know it because it was dark, and I ran right into it,
Oh no.
and it just totally, it was a nightmare. So a lot of people know it was a lot. So I had to have a lot of work done. It was
What, did it take all your teeth out of the front? Is that what you're saying?
no, it didn't. It
No.
loosened a lot of stuff, and it just messed up a lot of stuff because I just walked slap into a metal bar.
Painful.
Yeah, it was painful, and it was just awful. So yeah, we had to borrow off my life insurance policy to pay for it, and it's thousands of dollars. It was awful.
Wow.
And
Sounds horrible.
I when everything was done, they were putting the laughing gas. It didn't work, and they put more and more and more. It was a nightmare, and I'm still kind of like, I don't want to go anymore, but it's okay.
And that was only 4 years ago.
That was 3. Yeah, when was it? Some of you guys know. It was like 3 years ago.
And do you not have any problems now? Like
No.
eating or no?
No, but it's teeth are bad.
Yeah, my friend, she had a blackout and she fell on bathroom tiles, but she landed right on a chin there. And she broke
Yeah.
her bottom jaw in 3 places. So
Ooh.
there,
Oh,
there,
no.
and there.
God.
And they kept
That's
her in
awful.
hospital for
Oh, no.
over a week before they even
Wow.
did anything for her. So then they had to do whatever they have because the bone is already starting to heal, isn't it? And even now, her jaw is it's not quite in sync. So she can't eat certain things like, say, an apple or anything really crunchy. And that was 12 years ago.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
terrible.
Wow.
It's terrible.
So anything like that, anything to do with your mouth is just cringy, isn't it? You know, you just
Yeah, it's bad.
"Ooh," you know,
Yeah.
ugh.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, Amy. Yeah, it was probably around there. I'm trying to not
I was say,
remember it. Yeah. It's terrible.
sorry. I was about to say we are almost hitting 2 hours 20.
Ooh,
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So it is
Wow.
probably about that time.
It is about that time.
good
I didn't
time.
want to be the one to say it though because I was so late coming that I was just,
Just
Yeah,
wanted to
Sorry,
make your
I'm
minutes
sorry.
mark.
BK and
I'm
I
like-
should have to stay longer, shouldn't
Yeah,
we, as
sorry.
penance for being late?
Well, I was late
well,
too.
you got here
Right,
before
right.
I did,
yeah.
so I guess I'm by myself.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Tara, you're on your own. Sorry.
Sorry, Tara.
That's fine.
No.
Yeah, it was my day job. I blame them.
Nice. Yeah.
And all I
Damn
did
jobs.
As
was
you
say
should.
hello.
All you did
and
was
then
what?
listened. All I did was say hello and then listen to a bunch of other people talk.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's how it goes.
Yep.
But all right, well, then I guess we will go. It's like bedtime for Neil.
Mhm.
Bedtime
Oh,
for
Neil has
Poncho.
an
right?
upcoming
Yeah.
show.
Oh, I do. Yeah,
Upcoming
Good
show.
Friday,
Yes. Friday.
10 o'clock
Uh.
Pacific time, which I
What
don't
are
know
you
what that is in the
doing,
rest of
man?
your world. 5 o'clock UK time. So we're doing the cover girl issue. So Tabitha will be basking in glory, talking about her own photographs.
Excellent.
So
Cool,
feel
cool.
free to
So-
come along and heckle and tell her, what you think of those photos. She won't be offended.
Yeah.
No, I have
And
the
so
day
we
off,
got nice.
so I'll be able to watch live.
So we got
Ah.
Neil live at 10 Pacific, which is like
You
what,
can
1
join us
Eastern?
if you want, Tara.
I guess I can.
If you want to.
I don't know. I'm like,
You don't
do
have
I need
to.
permission from Tabitha?
No.
So
Yeah.
My show.
it is Neil's show, so
Although Tabitha thinks it's her show, it is actually my show.
I'll be there.
Tabitha has a new
I'll be
episode
there.
out, too.
what's up, Anne?
Or just that Tabitha has a new episode out too.
Tabitha has a new
Yes,
episode out.
it was
Tara,
very
have you put a
fun.
new one out?
Did I hear
Yeah, it was
correctly?
fun.
Did she say she's not
Oh,
buying
sorry.
yarn anymore? Was
I
like a
know.
big
And
pride
what a
thing? We've
crock.
been over that
What
bridge a
a
million
crock.
times.
She says it every year. Just it'll pass.
Yeah.
So okay, so Tara, you put out a new show recently?
Yeah, about a week and a half ago, and
Cool, cool.
the
It's good.
saint that I featured is the Theotokos, the Blessed Virgin Mary, since it's
Oh yes, I watched that one.
yeah
Mhm.
Cool, cool.
in honor of
Um,
International Women's Day and the Feast of the Annunciation and Women's History.
So
Month.
yarn chicken
And
and
it's
shit.
very good
Tara.
for Holy Week. Yeah.
Your holy.
Although it's not
She'll be
technically
here
her Holy
Friday.
Week, but yeah.
Yeah, I just barely
Um,
started.
No,
Lent.
she'll be here Friday. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yes, I know. Oh, sorry.
What is Therese saying?
We have this disconnect. The Orthodox and the other, we have a disconnect. Next year will be
Yeah.
great because
It's
we'll
really
be on
bad
the same
this
page.
year.
yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
So when's your Easter then? This time round?
May 5th.
Wow.
Ooh, that's my birthday.
Our Easter is
I'm just saying, have a
Sunday.
taco
Yeah,
for me.
So next year will be great.
But
Um,
next
May
year
and
it's on the
June.
same day.
Anne
So
and I
you're
are
within a
almost
month of each
exactly
other.
10 years apart. We're very close to being
Wow.
exactly 10 years apart. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
hmm She's a young
And I'm
I
older
don't.
than all of y'all. So
Yeah.
whatever.
But okay, so
I probably beat everyone, don't I? Probably. I don't.
Oh,
well, we
I
don't
don't
know
think
how old
so.
you are, so I don't know.
I don't
Yeah, it's
think
just
so.
So, in going around, Therese, you have knit night. Tara,
Midnight on Mondays.
show?
We do.
Yes.
Monday.
Carol,
Yes.
what do you do? When can people find you doing something?
You can
Yes,
find me
Carol.
on my channel on Sunday hosting writing sprints, but if you want to come and make them crochet or knitting sprints, you can do that. It's at 2 p.m. CST. So if you would like
Yes.
to join me,
And
you
what's that
can.
channel?
Carol
Is it
Brown
Carol?
on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes.
My channel is really boring. Like if you're coming there for like salacious material, I'm like not your person. I'm like, let's
I am
read.
there every
We're
week.
gonna
Not
invade your
live, but I'm
space,
there.
baby. Yeah.
So
Okay.
I do have an interview with a journalist on Saturday. So if anybody wants to, that's gonna be at 5 p.m. CST on Saturday. And yeah, it will be fun because he's not in my space, so I get to ask him like slightly invasive questions. So that will be fun.
Nice.
Yeah,
Neat. Very good.
that's me. Thank you.
Yep. Neil's at Blocked Magazine. He does cool things with magazines and knitting and whatnot. Tara's
Cool
Yarn
things
Chicken
with
and Shit. We're politically incorrect knitters. You can always find us here because this is where we hang out.
Here we are.
So
We live here.
this is our house. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, guys.
It's so
We'll
much
see you
fun.
later. All right.
Bye.
Bye, friends. Goodbye.